Warning. The following program is a recap of the HBCU sports world. It is meant to be comedic and informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their schools, or all black people. There may be some cuss words and some cultural words. If that bothers you, move along. If you're young, please seek permission before watching any further. If you at work, make sure you got your earbuds in. Don't blame us if you get fired. Thank you. The Outspoken Show.
And P.S. Don't be so damn sensitive.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. Yeah, we Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death. I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Fetty Wops, then find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow, who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like them other guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Rick flaring on him, Rick flaring on him, Rick flaring on him, Rick flaring son up, baby.
Hey yo, Scottay, we back.
Yo,
Appreciate you for reaching
you a
out.
star.
I'm like, hey, it's Outspoken. A lot changed, granted the concept we still hosting. Giving you the fix you need when on the screen. The veteran, Captain Petty, giving you medicine. Come tap in, you know Scott gon' do what he do. Might not want to hear it, but here go the hard truth. Perry about the numbers, regret if you're not fact-based. When you run your lane, the numbers seem like a statue. Wait. Hey, Scotty, man, I'm not feeling it. I don't think the people feeling it. Let me get in my bag a little bit, just showing what this Outspoken really about to be like. Outspoken, this is more than conjecture. These days they laying people off, so glad that we got our own. Hunger insatiable, made for you if you say you objective. Hard truth offering, no offense, just perspective. Come get your dosage and go with me. We spit it like poetry. The pivot was pivotal, could rhyme here, but I'd rather not. Some say Scotty, some call him Scott. best one since Stewart. If you know, then you know. But if you don't, then you lost. Let me be frank for a minute, cause we all know that's how Perry be. Break it down the game for what it was, no apologies. This my hypothesis, you tune in, you like watching it. It's common sense, obvious, competent, rugged, and confident. Hey, we outspoken. We outspoken. We outspoken. This is outspoken, and we gon' put on a show, even if we hear you say I can't. It's outspoken.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty, man, back with another one, man. I hope you Bama's are doing well. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. We here, man. Listen, we back, baby. You know what I'm saying? We back. You know what I'm saying? All right, listen, you know I can't do it without my brother with another. Please give it up for my co-host. You already know what it is. Perry White. My bad, Perry. Hey, it's that time. It's that time. Hey, it's that time, P. Listen, I was when I was working on this stuff, I was like, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Hey, football is here, man. Football is here. Can you taste it? Can you smell it? That's all you can do is just smile, laugh, giggle.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. You know, you get out the SWAC Media Day, you get into the end of July, you get into August. You better get season tickets. You better already have that hotel room booked. You better already have that homecoming money put up. That money. Hey, we here. You done had a whole year. What are we doing now?
Yeah. About to get back into the foolishness.
Teams, coaches, and everything else, man. It's the excitement that's back. So I'm all about it. I'm ready.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I got me a little. I have to keep bringing that back right there. Listen, you already know what it is, man. The title for the day. We getting into that 2025 SWAC. Whoa, wow. I haven't done a show in a while. I'm kind of rusty, guys. We get into that SWAC Media Day recap.
Echo.
What's up?
They said there's echo.
Oh man, see that's you and the cheap stuff you be doing, man.
We was all good up to this point. Then we test this out.
Well, I didn't hear the echo. They could probably hear the echo. I didn't hear the echo. So
they do with me. I did part with you to make sure it was good.
Let me see if I can change this up real quick. Now, let me say this. All right, guys. This is a new system. I'm trying something new. So bear with me. All right? Bear with me. Okay?
Mike, check. Am I still echoing? Let me know.
Let me see. I'm about to listen to it. Let me see. Hey, P, let's do this. I'm going to try to bring you in through Zoom. All right? I'm going to see if that works better. All right. Hey, P, let's do this. I'm going to try to bring you in through This is why I hate Ecamm, man. I never had these problems with StreamYard. But, all right, let me try this real quick. Because I put a lot of time and effort in Ecamm mute one of the sound sources. Oh. Thanks, Rock. Testing. All right, I'm going to try. Okay. Thanks, Rock. Let me try it. Okay. Let me see. My bad. All right. Maybe hopefully this works. I saw what you you know, listen, I'm trying to upgrade. You know what I'm saying? The sound. All right, let's see if we can get it going now. Perry, I can't see you.
I'm right here.
Bro, you dark. I can't see you.
I ain't doing anything different. Am I still echoing?
Yeah, it's still echoing in the sound thing. Let me see how I'm gonna change this. Rocky, how do I fix this? Oh, I hate. Let me see. If I mute myself, I hate. See, check your sound source. I'm coming through. Okay, let me see. I hate. See, check your sound source. I'm mute. All right. Perry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
All right. That work? All right. All right. All right. They said we
Am I
good.
good?
They say we good. Hey, listen. That
Let's
was
just make sure before we go. Mic check, check, check. Let me know. Am I echoing?
yeah. Woo. All right. Some IT at work right there. All right. Hey, listen. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much, Rock. I appreciate it. All right. Listen. So back into the show. Listen.
And why do people act like this my first time? Like he listening on double devices? Like, no, get off my back. Pardon my back.
Listen, I told y'all this is a new system. I'm trying. I usually go with StreamYard. I want to do something different this season, man. I'm trying to flip the game up. So shout out to Ecam. Shout out to my boy Rock. We're gonna get into it. Shout out to everything. All right, so let's get into before I move on, I want to let people know I will be moving away from YouTube. Okay. Not completely, right? But just to give you a heads up, in mid-August, I will be signing a new contract with a new media company. So I will be moving for free. It will not for free. If you want to watch it for free, you have to go to a certain app. And then if you want to watch it on YouTube, you will have to be a member. And if you want the live chat, you'll have to be a member as well. So I'm just giving you a heads up. All right. So in August, probably like August 15th, August 16th, I'll make the announcement to let you guys know where I'm going. But until then, we're here until that time. And then, but again, once I move over, if you want to watch and be in the chat, you got to be a member, right? You can watch it for free on the app. wherever app I go to. But if you want to watch it and chat and all that type of stuff, it is what it is. All right. So no more UEN, man. Listen, things come to an end, life moves on, and you roll accordingly. So I just want to give you guys the heads up, and yeah. So thank you guys.
Are we part of that new programming on SWAC TV? Is that where we headed?
Hey, listen, we could have got the call. Somebody could have called us if they needed us. Somebody could have called.
Okay, I didn't know that's where we was headed. Hey.
Somebody could have called us if they need us. All right, let's get into the show, man. Whoa, what did I just do? Okay, cool. Bet. Let's get into a little hot and viral. But hot and viral is a little sad. Listen, if you have not heard the news, Malcolm Jamal Warner passed away today. Drowning accident in Costa Rica. They said it was an accidental drowning. He's famous for his being Theo on the Cosbys, Malcolm and Eddie, and The Resident. I absolutely loved him on The Resident. I think he was, I just loved his character and things like that. But, I wasn't a big Cosby guy. So, for me, everybody says, they feel like he's the brother Theo. I ain't really watched the Cosby like that. I've seen him, but I never watched it like that. But Malcolm and Eddie, that was my show. Malcolm and Eddie was my show, and The Resident definitely my show. So want to give his family some condolences and things like that. I know for the black community, it has just been crazy on Twitter. What you got, P?
Man, the same thing. Growing up watching the Cosbys and watching Theo Huxtable, and then, as you said, Malcolm and Eddie, man, that was a show. You talking about black comedy? That was just one of those sitcoms that was good to watch at the house. So, considering his legacy of what he's left, if you black and you watch television growing up, you know who he is. And so you never want nobody to go out like this the way that he did. And unfortunately, we got the news today, and I'm sorry to hear about it. So, prayers and condolences out to his family and anybody who's ever worked for him or worked with him, and anybody like most of us who grew up watching, man. As we lose our legends and the names that we know so well, man, we start to realize, time is short. You just never know when it's going to be your time to be called up. So didn't think this would be something I heard today, but I'm sorry to hear that it this tragedy occurred.
Yeah, and it's tough, and that's why you got to get right with God. You need to talk to your Lord and Savior, whatever you believe in. But over here on Off Script, Jesus Christ, okay, baby, Jesus Christ. All right, let's get into a little Media Day superlatives. Now, listen, you guys, this is usually my thing. I love doing some Media Day superlatives. I love the whole shebang of best dress, worst dress, and all that type of stuff. Now, Perry, a little iffy on it. He gonna ride with me. He gonna, agree or disagree. But this my stuff right here. This is me. I love this. All right, this is
Jay Walker questions. I still clear of the Jay Walker questions.
What kind of hot sauce do you eat in the chicken?
Mayonnaise or ketchup. I just kind of steer clear of the Jay Walker question.
Listen, I absolutely love this type of stuff. It's just it's my shit. I just love it. Right now, all right. First up, best dress. All right, best dress. Let me see. Oh, sorry. Let me see. First up for best dress. Listen, man. I'm going to tell you right now. I know a lot of people are like, yo, what? How? What? Listen, that Bama was clean. Okay, you talking about pinstripe, nice, clean look. I think that's a JSU. What's the things in the suit? The little cloth. What come on, P, help a brother out. You don't know what the cloth thing in the pocket square. God, dog. P don't be wearing no suits.
But you don't know. I was gonna let you figure it out.
God, dog.
Yes, not me.
Yeah, definitely gotta give. Just gotta give TC Taylor best dress. Listen, I absolutely love this look. Very clean, very professional. Shout out to him doing his absolute thing. All right, now next up. 2025 worst dress. Now, I'm telling you, he just needs to be fired. I don't even know. I'm going to pick on him, but he really just needs to be fired. Because at the end of the day, why are we doing this? At the end of the day, why is Little Bill still... Bro, you're getting paid too much money to be having that button hold on for the rest of your life. Now, I get it. Listen, it was in between. Listen, I know what you guys are saying. It was between Mickey Joseph and Little Bill. It was, right? Mickey Joseph looked like he should have been in the Shiny Suit video with P. Diddy. I get it. Looked like the Tin Man off Wizard of Oz. I get it. But this button, oh my God. Come on, man. You can't. At least Mickey Joseph's suit fit. This suit don't fit.
You eat good when you making money like he making at Bethune, I guess. You know, you eating good these days.
I can't. I just can't, man. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. This is probably going to be the last year that I got to see him. That's all I'm saying. It's probably the last year I got to see him. This is the worst dress by far, bar none. Keep it pushing. Just absolutely keep it pushing. All right. Worst team dress. No, I'm going best team. Let me go best team. I think I'm doing best team. Am I doing best team? Yeah, let's do best team. Best team. Hey, listen. Them boys are clean.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up the scope.
Hey, listen. Them boys was clean. Now, they might not win a lot of games. I don't think they will. But they came clean as a whistle. You the referee. Blow the J. You know what I'm saying? Clean as a whistle. You can't tell me that don't look clean. I love the colors. I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, the coach is a little but I do think the players, they really complimented this look. I personally absolutely love this look. Now, let me say this before I get into my worst dress. FAMU. Bro, what are y'all doing? Now, you weren't the worst dress. I'm not going to say that. But none of the colors was going with FAM. Like, I'm not understanding. Like, they tried to put off the same look, but it just didn't work for me. Like, they tried to do like the mocha or the off-brand white. And I'm like, FAMU is more green, more orange. Like, can I get some FAMU colors? I wasn't really feeling it. Cozy got to stop that. Now, listen. Worst dress. I think Mike is completely right when he talks about y'all. Because y'all don't know what blue to wear. This is absolutely atrocious. I am sick and tired of Southern coming to SWAC Media Day with 3 to 4 different color blues on. Can we get it in line? You got Terrence with a blue. You got Kelby with a blue. I don't even know what he wearing in the far left. What he got a funeral director suit on. Listen. This is just absolutely atrocious. Listen, stop bringing this team to SWAC Media Day. They're never coordinated. Now, again, Gremlin could have went for worst team. That black on black was ass. That black on black was trash. Absolutely trash. Don't do it. Don't do it again. Don't ever do it again. But Southern with the 4 to 5 different color blues, can we just get on the same page for once in our life? That's all I ask. For once in our life, can we just get on the same color of blues, please, and thank you. Now, my honorable mention, and I want to say this, I absolutely love Alabama State's look. It's traditional, but Eddie Robb them boys always be clean. Like, it's really traditional. Like, last year he went with the cream suit. That was crazy. That was crazy work. But I just love Alabama State's look. It's always clean. It's always concise. Everybody's on the same page. Black, striped tie, striped suit, got the Alabama State jank. Absolutely clean. They definitely get an honorable mention. I like the Alabama A&M color. They went maroon on maroon with the white tie. That was clean. Jackson State had the two-tone suits. I mean, not the two-tone, but they had a different blue, and then TC Taylor had another blue. They were clean as well, but that Alcorn look that really took it home. What you got, P?
I'm good on all this.
Let me ask you this: Why can't y'all get y'all blues together, Blue? I mean, P.
I don't know. I be trying to work stuff and get stuff in order, man. Look, everybody can't point the finger because of what Southern do at me. Like, I'm not the chancellor, the AD. I'm not, the president. Like, damn, dude, I don't have all the answers. I'm just as surprised when they showing up as you. What y'all want from me? You write a statement,
We would like for you to.
You put out a press release. I apologize to everybody, for, I don't know, dude. We got to get some NILs, I guess, when we talk about it. I don't know, dude. Like, bro, I don't know. Some things, just what they say is above me.
It said, "Nah, Perry, you the delegated spokesperson now."
That's what everybody seemed to just force me to be because I graduated from Southern. I be trying to be.
Somebody said 50 Shades of Blue. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just like everything Southern. I don't have all the answers, man. I wish I did, bro. I don't. I don't even know what y'all want from me right now. What do you want from? What would you like for me to say?
Just a like one color of blue. I mean, that's what we would like. Just one color of blue. Columbia blue, baby blue, sky blue, fuchsia. I don't know. Just can we get one color of blue?
I like the Columbia blue, me personally. I mean, that's what it is. So I don't understand the back and forth with the blue. I don't know. Whatever blue we whooping Prairie View ass in, and Texas Southern ass in, the Alcorn ass in, it don't matter the blue. Just know it's blue, right? Who cares?
Oh, man.
We done whooped everybody ass in the SWAC and all type of blues. It's okay.
Not Southern, though. So you haven't beat Southern.
We are Southern.
I mean, FAMU, I'm sorry. You haven't beat FAMU.
Well, yeah,
haven't beat Jackson in quite a while.
Jackson been getting their ass whooped in all color blues for a while, okay? You talking about lately, trust me. Everybody except FAMU, all right? So, as of lately, okay? If that's what y'all want me to say, that's the only way I can go with it. Okay. Get your ass whooped in a different color blue every week. How about that? We'll let you judge after your ass whooping what color blue you like.
What color blue we put on that week?
Yeah, I got that for you if that's what you want.
Oh, all right. Listen, we got a new segment for you guys today. It's called Cap or Fact.
Well, I'm being serious. No, you see, I'm talking facts here. I don't do if, buts, and maybes. I do absolute. What I'm trying to say, he's the best football player in the world.
We don't do if, buts, or maybes. We do absolutes. Breaking down the buzz, one bold claim at a time. Now, listen, if you don't know the rules, I'm about to break it down to you. Listen, I'm going to give you a statement that has been said. Me or Perry will give you our opinions. Is it fact or cap? Listen, you can join us in the comments as well. Is it fact or is it cap? All right, here we get it. Here we go. Back this up a little bit. Sorry, guys. A little rusty. Oh. Well, you know what? Let's start with here. Alabama A&M is the most slept-on team in the SWAC. Is that fact or is that all cap, P?
I'm going to go all cap. You know how I feel about Alabama A&M. Ain't nobody who been sleep on them? I mean, I've been to many SWAC championships over the years. Many. And I mean a long time, brother. And the last time I saw them in the SWAC championship in 06, and maybe they've been to some since then. But it's been a long time, so I don't think nobody coming into the season like, ooh, Alabama A&M, you better watch out. No, so I'm going to go all cap. Ain't nobody they slept on. No.
Listen, I'm going to go all cap too, but listen, my cap isn't all the way to the back. It's kind of slanted, right? Like, it's cap, but it ain't all. I do think that they are a slept-on team in this form or fashion because, again, Maynard has had them in a predicament of just being one-dimensional for so long, I do think that bringing Sam Shade into the fold will help them out to be better on the defensive side of the ball, because that's really where they needed to turn around from. I mean, they couldn't find a defense if you showed it to them, right? So I do think the most slept-on team, I do think they are being overlooked, but I still have to go with you on that. I definitely have to give that a all-cap praise. All right, next up.
And they're being overlooked for a reason.
You said they're being overlooked for a reason?
Yeah. When the last time they beat FAMU and Jackson State and Alabama State?
Damn, that's fair. That's fair. But again, they have had their issues stopping teams one from another. That's all I'm saying. So, Coach Eddie Robinson Jr. has the most to prove in 2025. I'll go first. Listen, that's absolutely fact. You can't keep running this thing back and expect to not have some expectations. The quarterback situation has to be locked in. You can't keep giving me the same excuse year in and year out. Oh, if you don't have a quarterback. That is on you, sir. And every time you've had a quarterback, either you've blundered it or they've been hurt and you didn't have a backup. And I can go back to Miles Crawley when you brought in Demetrius Davis, where I'm not going to say his name, but a guy from Alabama State thought he was going to be the next second coming to Cam Newton. That was irrelevant. Miles goes on to do good things at Grambling. Demetrius Davis is no longer at Alabama State. Then you have Demetrius Davis for next year. You have him going up against Damon Stewart. Damon Stewart is the better quarterback. You still play Demetrius Davis. He gets hurt again. Damon Stewart comes in, wins you a game, could have beat FAMU. You started them on the road, made it a competitive game. Year 3, you come in with Andrew Buddy, baby, and you still jack that up. You keep putting the white boy in front of him. He can't do nothing with him. Every time Andrew steps on the field, he scores a touchdown. So again, absolutely, Eddie Robinson Jr. has the most to prove in 2025. Perry, what you got? Is that cap or fact?
I'm going fact as well. I think when you look at Alabama State, who's been in their way? It's been Jackson State and Florida A&M, but they did go to Jackson State a couple years ago and beat Jackson State at their homecoming. They have played close games with FAMU, and the way that they've lost those games, what we've seen obviously stopping them from knocking at that door, really getting into a SWAC championship, is the lack of offensive production. Defense, hands down, it seems to carry them where they need to go, but their issue has been offense. And I think for Eddie Robb and Alabama State fans, they're looking at him saying, come on, dude. At some point, we've been right there with Jackson State and Florida A&M. Now that Andrew Body seems to be healthy, is this finally what it takes for us to get over that hump? And if it's nobody else to do it, we got a quarterback who is high on, people are high on, that has played in this conference in Andrew Body. We have a defense that will field against anybody in the conference. Now is the time. And I think for him, he has the most to prove in 2025, because it's at some point, it's like, if not now, then when?
Then win. Exactly my point. And like you said, the defenses, I mean, for the past 3 years have just been outrageously good. But with no offensive production, you end up where they've been, which is coming in third, coming in second, or whatever that might be. So we'll see what it looks like coming in this year in 2025. Next up, Grambling will reclaim the Bayou Classic in 2025, Perry. Is that fact or is that cap?
That shit's all cap. That's all I got for you.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going fact, and this is why I'm going it. This is where listen to me now. Let me take you somewhere. Let me drive this car real quick. Let me ride this thing out. No Diddy, right? I do not believe in Terrence Graves. I believe everything Terrence Graves did last year was an absolute fluke. Every single thing. I think the only game that he actually showed some type of coaching prowess was the Jackson State game, but it was only in the first half until the backup quarterback got in, and then he embarrassed y'all even more. I think Mickey Joseph, with all his flaws, I do think he has a talented enough team to go into the Bayou Classic, right, and win a game. It's really the Pop Warner Classic because that game hasn't meant anything for the last 4 years. I've been watching this HBCU football. But at the end of the day, I do think Mickey Joseph has a talented enough team to go into the Bayou Classic and to pull out one game against Terrence Graves. It's Terrence Graves. I'm sorry. Like, it's not – he's not a world beater. Maybe a world eater, but not a world beater. That's all I'm saying. So I'm good on that. I'll take my chances with Grambling walking into the Pop Warner Classic and pulling out a game.
You willing to put your chain up on that?
This is
that you willing to put your chain?
Oh no,
up
I'm not willing to bet my chain on that.
Oh, okay. Sound like it's all capped to me.
No, it's just it's a smart play.
Cap.
I'm not bold enough.
Stop the cap. if it's facts, you willing to put that chain to say, Mickey Joseph, I'm willing to put my chain on the line for you in the Classic this year. We can move on. It's all cap.
I'm not a bettor. That's not my thing. I don't really gamble like that.
Oh, you don't really gamble like that.
I really don't really gamble like that. I really don't.
All
now,
right.
If we talk about $1 or something, okay.
Man, that shit is cap. Grambling
places.
Grambling gonna have to come with something more than what they've been coming with over the past few years. I mean, it was a good game last year, back and forth, I guess, for what it was. But I mean, we're gonna have to just wait and see with Grambling. I mean, I haven't seen anything with Grambling headed in that trajectory to say we're knocking at the door at even being a SWAC West division contender.
I don't think you need to be a division contender to beat you in the Classic.
You want the Bayou Classic to be? You just said for 4 years.
I said for 4 years it hasn't been anything worth watching. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean the game can't be had. I mean, I've seen bad Southern teams walk into Grambling and beat Grambling, and I think like Hugh Jackson with chalk and chance, your team should not have won that game.
Bro, we've been whooping Grambling ass for a long time now.
But I'm saying I've seen bad teams walk into the Pop Warner Classic and beat good teams. You see what I'm saying?
Well, if we bad, they must be horrible. If we're bad and we're winning consistently, what does that say for Grambling?
What I'm saying, listen, it goes both ways.
I get what you're
One
saying.
year, Southern had a bad team, walked into the Bayou Classic, and they won. What's to say Grambling can have a talented team that's bad and beat Southern? What's wrong with that? You did it to Grambling.
They talented and they be bad. They've been bad for a while against us. So that's how I'm talking from. So I don't give a damn about nobody else in the SWAC. What they beat us that in 2021 that fall.
Yeah, when Terrence Graves is on that side, coaching that team.
He undefeated in the Bayou Classic. I'm taking my chance.
That don't mean too much in 4 years because the game been ass.
It does not matter. If the game ass, why are you asking the question, will Grambling win it then?
Because it's a popular game. The game is ass, but it's a popular. If 60,000, because what you tell me, 60,000 people coming out to watch it.
I don't
feel
like
ass
that.
game.
Me and Mike Reed confused. You don't put.
I didn't say on one accord. You've said we get 60,000 in the Bayou Classic.
I just speak facts. It's
okay, that's what I just said. It's still an ass game. Hasn't been good for the last 4 years.
For me, when we win, I don't give a damn what you think at home. For me, it's good. When we walk away with the Bayou Classic, that's our rival game on national television in front of, as you said, 60,000. When Southern walks away with the win, it's okay with me. Grambling, get your shit together. That's all I can say. You got folks asking, will you reclaim the Bayou Classic? Hey, get your shit together, Grambling. Well, we won 18, 19, we won spring 21, we won in 22, 23, 24. Come on, man. Maybe they overdue for one. I don't know.
That could be. That's why the question says, Grambling will reclaim the Bayou Classic in 2025? That's what.
All cap.
Okay.
Yes, cap.
All right.
Yeah.
UAPB will pull off at least one major upset in 2025. Now, let's be very clear. They are ranked to be at the bottom, so any victory over anybody above them is considered a major upset. I just want to be very clear because people
so if they beat Bethune, Bethune-Cookman, that's an upset.
No, Bethune is trash. Like that's not that. Valley and Bethune don't count. Come on, Valley Bethune don't count.
So if they beat anybody in the West,
anybody in the West,
and anybody in the East not named Bethune-Cookman and Valley,
yeah. And you still
you got a schedule to pull up?
Oh my God. This ain't StreamYard. I can't just pull up the schedule.
Oh, okay. I mean, all cap. Cap.
Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's go to lids on this one. That's how cap this is. We're going to lids in the mall for this one. Yeah.
Listen, I'm taking one. I'm taking one. I got some sources down at Arkansas Pine Bluff. Not many, but I got some sources say they feel like they got something. They
didn't hype you up.
They They beat Prairie View, right? I think they've been a competitive team in certain aspects. I think they can clip somebody. I think it could be
somebody.
I think it could be a Southern. I think it could be an A&M. I think it could be.
Why we the first one you want to name?
I think it could be a Texas Southern.
Oh, that's what you meant to say.
No, both. Southern,
yeah, you meant to say it could be Texas Southern. Get us, not us.
Blue said out.
We can finesse them just with the talent. Now, come on, the talent is different.
He said I'm the one that put the first place vote in. Anyway,
you gotta be. I mean, come on, bro.
Listen, man. Nobody thought they was gonna beat Prairie View last time when they came out there and got one. Nobody thought that was gonna happen, and they pulled it off.
You say what again? What you say?
I said nobody thought they were gonna beat Prairie View last year, and they pulled it off. They could clip a Grambling, they could clip a Southern, they can clip a Texas Southern, they can clip somebody in the West. They can do it. The West is not that tough. It really isn't.
It may not be that tough, but it's better than them.
Again, that's why we have these preliminaries. I feel like they can get one. You feel like they can't. We shall see.
I like UAP. I don't have a problem with them. It's just the fact of the reality. I mean, they got some good games at home. No, they got Grambling, Southern, FAMU at home.
That could be the game right there. That could be the game right there. They
don't win many games at home.
That's fair.
You know Alonzo Hampton as a head coach, 2 years at Dumas High School in Dumas, Arkansas, and the 2 years he's been at UAPB, in total, he's only won 8 games from high school to college.
Yikes.
8 games as a head coach. We're looking for niggas to win 8 games in one season. Coach Graves last year in his first season as a head coach got more wins as a head coach than Alonzo Hampton has coming from the high school to the college rank. No knock on Alonzo. Hey, he can hell of a talker, isn't he?
Yeah, he will motivate you. He will motivate you.
But when you go look at his overall, it's like, what are we doing? I just don't see it.
I think they can get one.
And they on probation this year. They dealing with APR. They can't go to postseason. I mean, at some point, you're going to have a lot to even just get them to get up and play. I mean, no matter what, you can't go to nothing. So it's a lot on them. You lose Javonte Gibson. You lose Makai Hagan. That was your offense. It seemed like every year somebody plucking somebody off defense. They lose so many guys to the portal each and every year. They can't even have a consistent program. And then you factor in a coach who won 8 games from high school to college. I'm just saying, I don't think the program is there. I had this conversation with some UAPB people. I think he has 5 years. I think he's year 3 in his 5-year deal, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
My thing was when UAPB decided to hire him, and for any coach, it don't just go to Coach Hampton. what are the expectations year one? And then when we move from year two, where are we going to year one, when we go into year two, what is that then to year three? They won one more game last year than they did the year before. My thing is, what are we looking for as we build this program? In year one, do I tell coach, hey, 4 to 5 wins, we got to get there. In year two, we need to be above that 4 to 5. We need to be knocking at the door of 6 and competitive.
Yeah.
In year three, we need to be here. Year four, we need to be knocking at the door, competing for it. I don't see what the program, where it's headed. I don't see what it is that they really want out of their program and their coach, and what accountability are they holding them to. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
No,
it seems like they're just hiring somebody and, hey, good luck.
To fill the position. Yeah, just to fill the position. But at the same time, in this day and age with NIL, with the landscape of college athletics, what can you truly expect at a UAPB other than, hey, come with the intensity and the excitement to want to do the job, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's half the battle, is waking up every day knowing that you're in a very tough situation. I won't say a lose-lose, but you're in a very tough situation being at UAPB, and then having an expectation to win how many games, right? Because again, if you're looking up, if you're down looking up, the only people that I can realistically see you clipping is a Valley, is a Bethune, right? Like, you got to catch maybe a Grambling or a Southern or a Prairie View slipping one week or
Take
1
this
weekend.
into consideration. We're going into year three, and his team is picked to finish at the bottom. He's not a year one. He's not year two. He's going into year three. And
let me ask you this, P. If he still had Makai and Giovanni, where do you think they would place him then?
Probably one up from the bottom, because they're small at D-line. They O-line is not good. They didn't have a good running game last year. Name me a UAPB running back.
Yeah, I couldn't.
It was literally Giovanni and Makai last year. That's what it was. Defense. I mean, and you lose the two best that you did have to replace that with new receiver, new quarterback, and then trying to beef up your interior, the defensive line and the offensive line. For me, I don't know where they're going in year three. And to say they won one more game last year than that they did the year before, it was Prairie View. And Prairie View fired their coach last year. This is no knock on UAPB. I just don't know where they want to go with it. I really don't. I mean, you got a coach going into year three and you pick last at the bottom. I don't see it going this way. At some point, like every coach in the SWAC, isn't that why Alabama and them got their coach Prairie View and so forth? Everybody wants to see some type of incline. It's like, by year three, you're doing this. You're down.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so you being a Arkansas Pine Bluff, native, do you rip cord? Do you jump ship?
I would like to, but I don't think they can afford to pay him out. Okay. How I would have structured the contract, I would have just gave you 5 years straight up. I would have did a 3-year deal with a possibility of 4. You know what that possibility is? You have accomplishments that you have to knock off for us to be able to realize, all right, we'll give you a 4th year because it looked like we headed in the right direction. Mm-hmm. Year 1 and 2, this is what we're looking for. Out about a year 3, you got to at least have some wins. You got to get, can we get Grambling? Can we get Southern? Prairie View, you beat Prairie View last year, but they were down. Can we consistently compete in our own division so by the time we get to that possible year, I can then negotiate and say, you know what, coach, in 3 years, we headed in the right direction. We done picked up some wins. Okay, we can give you that 4th year, and then we can continue to work on from there, 4th with the possibility. Right now, you give them 5 years, and you back at the bottom. You can't pay them out, so you're going to have to let them ride. And at some point, when you hiring a coach at this level, everybody already know what you're dealing with. You're dealing with NIL. You're dealing with the transfer portal. Why hire somebody who don't understand that and then give me that as an excuse? That's what you hire somebody. And if you hire him and he can't win, then we need to get somebody in here who at least can build up facilities while he's here. Who can reach out to the community and at least we can build the interior things. And then once we get our house in order, Then we say we can
Build
go
on
get a
top.
coach.
Yeah.
Like, we got to have something here. We just can't be going. To me, it's just like they're living to survive another day. It's killing the town. It's killing the fan base. It makes people not want to be a part of what they're doing.
What's the
That's not my fault. That's their decision making.
But what's the difference between a Valley? What's the difference between a UAPB? What's the difference between right now? Bethune-Cookman is, I know a lot of Bethune-Cookman fans, they live in the past of what they were. But right now, as it stands, you're a bottom feeder. You know what I'm saying? That just is what it is.
Well, if you just want to pay somebody, pay me then. If you just paying somebody just to be the coach and just 1 win, 2 win, and then okay,
I'll take 150. I'll take 150 to get 1 win.
I mean, damn. I mean, what we paying them for then? If you know the expectations when you get here. What questions are you asking in the interview process?
Yeah.
What expectations are you saying as an athletic? This is what we want out of our football program. I mean, what are we doing to move forward? Because these are those bad investments that it just seems like we're throwing money out the door. We're not making no money. We're paying a guy. At the end of the day, whether it's Valley, Bethune-Cookman, and UAPB, you still got a job to do. Somebody has to have that creative mind to figure out what direction can we go to build this program, in what ways. What are we looking for? Are we engaging our fans to build up our attendance? It's just at some point, it has to be writing on the wall to say, what is it when you sit down for this job that they say these are our expectations? Because if you just hiring somebody and then you're going to give me all the excuses on the world on why they can't win, then what you paying them for? Why do you have a football program?
Yeah.
We just wasting money.
I like, shout out to my guy Lonnie, D2 HBCU football. He says it all the time, and he says a lot of these contracts should be 2 and an option, because if you can't turn my program around in 2 to 3 years with the landscape of how college football is, then what are we doing this dance for? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? Why am I giving you a 5-year contract when in this day and age everybody is going through the same thing of turnover roster? Everybody has to deal with it. Everybody has to deal with, unless Ohio State and paying your receiver $2 million, but you can still lose your top defensive player to somebody else. You can still lose your top quarterback or your best backup quarterback or whatever to another program, right? Like, I really feel as though a lot of these coaches should be getting 2-year deals and an option, a school option at that, not a coach option, a school option. So, but at the same time, P, I look at it like, as UAPB, I gotta give you something to make you interested in the job. Now, I do believe there's somebody for everybody. I do believe that there are young coaches that would love the opportunity to coach at UAPB and be like, hey, I'm young, I'm hungry, I think I can do it, pay me the money for it. But at the same time, I do think UAPB has to make it enticing to get some of these coaches. Now, I agree with you. For a high school coach who wasn't very successful to then move up and be a head coach at UAPB is kind of difficult. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. You can't make that make sense of why I'm paying you 6 figures when you couldn't win in high school. But I do think to get some type of talent, they got to shell out a little bit more money because of the simple fact of, hey, I am UAPB.
I'm just not a fan of. For me, this is a lot of bad investment. You just shelling money out the door and you not making money. You keep doing the same shit over and over and over and want people to believe in it. No, you got to put your money where your mouth is if you're taking this serious. Football is the one sport that you're going to make money from in athletics. And if you just keep doing the same thing, you're losing fans. You're not gaining any new fans. And I don't care what game you win on a Thursday night, on a Friday night. The stands are empty.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody talking about the game that you won because you're not contending. And going into 3 years, year 3, they've only won 3 games. One against Prairie View, Arkansas Baptist, and whoever the hell else they didn't beat. They got 1 win over a Division I
Alabama
team.
State. They beat Alabama State that 1 year off the that's remember
was that Doc was that Doc Gamble or was that Alonzo?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It wasn't the year before because they only won one game in 2023. In 2024, I believe they won 2 or 3 games.
Nah, you probably right. It's
Whatever the case,
Doc.
huh?
I said you probably right. It probably was Doc Gamble. Go ahead.
But you see, the problem is we don't even know because they're not accustomed to winning. So what are we asking for our coach? And this is a real question to every school. It's not singled out to UAPB, but what are we doing as administrators and athletic directors when we sitting down and we're interviewing coaches and we know we already don't have enough money and we already know the situation? Let's not come into this blind like, oh my God, it's just all of a sudden. No, you got to find a way to do it, and you got to lay out a plan. You just can't tell me, hey, I coached at Florida State, and I was at Oregon, and I was at ULM. Yeah, doing what?
Yeah.
What can you do for the program? Can you get the fans engaged? Not only that, can we build something up in terms of getting money invested into the program? Can you get the business community to like you? If we ain't gonna win no games, at least, hey, we got a new indoor facility out there. I'll take that. At least I know you're working. But you get in front of the camera and you talk that good game to us. And yes, I want to believe you. Like I listened to a insert from Coach Hampton talking about Texas Tech, first game of the season. They got $20 million in NIL. You know, we just gonna have to go out there and field our team with them, and we just going. I get that. I get all of that. But what can you do? And that's all I'm asking. So if we're just going to hand out $150,000, $160,000 over 5 years, I'm a candidate for anybody out there who wants to hire a coach. I promise you, I'll come take the job, and I'll do it to the best of my abilities because I feel like that's what they're telling y'all in these interviews. Okay?
You got a master's?
No.
Yeah. Most head coaches, I believe, have masters, if I'm not mistaken.
So?
Or unless you have the experience, like a T-Buck. I don't think T-Buck has his master's, but most of them have their masters.
That's what I'm saying. Like, shit, do we know? Like, they just hiring folks and then just giving away money. So if you want to just give away money, why not give it to me? Let's keep it. And I'm just saying this to everybody. I know I'm using UAPB as an example, but I want better for UAPB. I'm associated with a lot of people who graduated from there. I grew up in Pine Bluff. It is a dead place. They need a sport. I've seen UAPB win a championship. Yep. I've seen them play for another championship. I've seen them play for 3 championships. Spring 21, 12, and 06. But it's your expectation. And then the fans don't make no noise and step up. Then to me, it's like, well, who cares? Go to Jackson State. Go to FAMU. Go to Southern and pull that stunt and watch. Wasn't Eric Dooley out a year and a half?
Boy, gone. Was not playing. Was not playing at all. Y'all got that Bama up out of there quickly and in a hurry.
So their fan base, just like Bethune-Cookman and whoever else, you got to ask that question to your AD and to your administrators. You got to have that alumni meeting and at your alumni national conferences and whatever else that you're doing. Like, what are we doing at UAPB? And then for homecoming, they go play Westgate or whoever the hell that is out of Houston. What excitement. This is going to be the biggest game of the year for you at home. And then you go find the weakest. Lord, they could have went and played Pine Bluff High if that's what they want to do. I have problems with this because it's like, what are we doing? And I ask that question all the time when it comes, especially to UAPB. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
You next door to Mississippi, Louisiana, and Tennessee. And you can't beat another school in the state of... I've never even seen UAPB in my lifetime beat a school in Arkansas. UAM, the University of Arkansas, Monticello, Henderson State, UCA, Arkansas State, the University of Arkansas. I ain't never seen them beat nobody. And most of them that I'm naming, D2s.
Last question before we move on, P.
My bad.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Listen, I know UAPB is close to your heart. You know what I'm saying? Do you think it's time for them to go into the other color direction? Because I know there's some other coaches that are in Arkansas that are white, that are successful. Do you think that's
they can go get Harding University coach who won a Division II now. Look at his every year that he's played coach. 11 wins, 9 wins, 10 wins, NCAA semifinals, NCAA playoffs. NCAA national champion. Like, that's what I'm looking for. Like, and then I'm sure he is white. Come on, you at least generate some. I just need a shot in the arm.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
Resurrect me, bring me back, make me relevant. Don't let the UAPB is now the team when the visiting team see them on the schedule and you got to go to Pine Bluff. We don't trust. You say, you know what? I get married that weekend. You know what? We'll have the baby shower that weekend.
We free. We good. We free that weekend.
We'll just listen to it on the radio. It used to be a place people traveled and they brought their fans. It's not there. You need Alcorn did the shot in the arm. Alcorn was not relevant for a long time. What they do? They hired Coach J. What he do? He get them back. I mean, they didn't win the SWAC last year, but hell, they wasn't at the bottom, were they?
Yeah.
When the last time have we just seen Alcorn at the bottom? It's been a long time. So they just need a shot in the arm. Keep trying to just go along, get along. You need somebody that's going to come in and at least make me relevant, at least have people buzzing and talking about me. Everybody else around you is trying to create that same buzz and energy. What are we doing heading into year 3? And we're picked at the bottom. And we dealing with NCAA problems with APR. What the hell are we doing?
What are we doing?
So,
what are we doing?
And ain't making no money. But then you trying to spend money on NIL and everything else. You can't play that game.
I like
That's just a passionate person because I just went to Pine Bluff 2 weeks ago. They can have it.
All right, next question. Graves only won in 2024 because the West was down. It won't happen again. I'll take this one. It's very simple for me.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that...
It's an absolute fact. It is an absolute, unequivocal fact. They should have lost to Texas Southern. They got mollywop against Nichols. I mean, like, every other game, they were in a nail biter. And it's just like, bro, how? Monkey foot, rabbit's luck, 4-leaf clover. I don't know. The West was horrible. Hey, listen, you did what you did. Absolutely. Congratulations. But West was absolutely horrible. And then when they played competition, they lost. Go ahead, Pete.
I'm going Cap. He was in year 1 and still made it do what it do. If you ask me, the West still down. If you're going to use that the West down, UAPB is a bad team. Grambling, don't nobody know what the hell you're going to get out of them. Prairie View, year 1 coach. Texas Southern,
I'm about to say took you to overtime.
It don't matter. They lost. I'm just saying. They had a year 1 coach just like we did.
It took you into overtime.
But my thing is, you're talking like Graves was in his 4th or 5th year. Mostly everybody last year was year 1. Who was the most experienced coach in the SWAC West last year? Bubba. So everybody was pretty much what, and we got past everybody. That's what you want from a coach. Can you win again? It was year 1. Did we get our ass whooped to Jackson twice? Yes, we did. But when you look at the West, I still feel like the West down this year. Who got quarterbacks?
Nobody. Oh, I like
Texas. We won the West with 3 different quarterbacks.
I like Texas Southern's quarterback. I like KJ Cooper. I do like KJ Cooper.
We got to see a full season out of them.
Yeah.
My thing is, nobody even has a quarterback to talk about the comeback. We won it with 3 quarterbacks and trying to run the ball inside zone. I don't hear nobody high on anybody's quarterback out of the SWAC West. We had the best defense in the SWAC West.
You did. The D-line was nasty. Yeah, the D-line was nasty.
So I think that's Cap. I don't see anybody else. I get the hype. That's what you get out of first-year coaches, like you're going to get at Prairie View. Like Cedric Thomas did once he took over for McNair. Like Mickey Joseph did.
I didn't have no hype. I didn't have no hype in that.
Well, a lot of people felt hyped up about it, though.
Yeah. The
same way with Mickey Joseph at Grambling. Hampton at UAPB. I don't know if anybody was really hyped at Texas Southern.
No, not really.
And as long as you got the best defense in the West, I think that gives you a chance, especially against what we're going to have a division full of inexperienced quarterbacks. Maybe T-Set, who's going to probably have the most experience aside from Jalen Woods at Southern. But for me, the most part of it is nobody had much offense, huh?
And KJ Cooper.
And KJ Cooper. Who was some great running backs out of the SWAC West last year?
Kendrick Grimes.
Aside from Southern. Okay. Who was some great wide receivers out of the SWAC West last year?
Giovanni Gibson. Yeah, it was rough.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it ain't even nobody to be hyped up about to say the West was down. I mean, the West still down.
Okay, this is where my issue is I don't believe in Tremaine Jackson being hype, right? Like you're not talking about a first year head coach. You're talking about a first year coach that's going into the SWAC. And I think a lot of people downplay what he did in the Gulf South Conference at Valdosta, which I believe would have beat a lot of teams in the SWAC, the team that he had last year. I really honestly believe that. So he's not going into a situation where he's like oblivious to being a head coach. He understands how to build a program. He understands what a winning program looks like. He understands the trenches and how important they are. So that I can't. Is there some hype behind him? Yes, because he's exciting. But I don't think it's a hype in there's no substance. Like Eddie Robinson had never coached before. Mickey Joseph had never coached before. The Bama from Texas Southern never coached before. Terrence Graves never been a head coach before. Like a lot of these guys had never been head coaches. That is not Tremaine Jackson's first year. He's not walking into a situation where he doesn't know how to build. He's just the first year in the SWAC. Same thing with Sam Shade, right? He's not walking in as a first-year time head coach. He's walking in the first-time coach in the SWAC. And I think there is some credibility to that in understanding how to build a program and how to do it very quickly. I think for Terrence and the coach from Texas Southern and Mickey Joseph, they had their bumps in the road, but I think Graves was beneficial because Dooley left a lot of talent on that team for him. A lot of that talent he did not have to recruit himself. And let's not act like Dooley cannot get talent. That's never been his problem. It's the execution on the field. It's the discipline aspect of a Dooley-led team. So I do think Terrence Graves got the benefit of it's like when Dave Campo take over the Cowboys, right? It's just like, bro, like that's Jimmy Johnson's team. Or when Tony Dungy left the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and John Gruden stepped in. It's like, bro, like that was Tony Dungy's team, right? So seeing what recruiting looks like for Terrence Graves after a full offseason, I think that's important as well. And for Mickey and for the coach at Texas Southern as well. And for, you know what I'm saying? So
and it's only been 2 teams to win the SWAC West since we've come out of COVID, aside from the spring. Who are the 2 teams? Southern and Prairie View. It's only been 2 teams.
Yeah.
Prairie View went in 21. We went in 22. Prairie View went in 23. We went in 24.
Yeah.
It's been Prairie View and Southern since COVID. And before COVID, it was Southern and Grambling. We went in 18, 19. They went in 16 and 17. So my thing is, I just feel like it's already been Prairie View and Southern. It ain't like this is new for Southern. Like all of a sudden it was Terrence Graves. Looked up, Southern has been right there winning the SWAC West 18, 19, 22, 24. So we talking multiple SWAC Western Division titles. The rest, I can't help what the rest of the West doing. And think about that. We won multiple West Division titles with multiple coaches. Terrence Graves won the West. Eric Dooley won the West. Dawson Odoms won the West. So I don't think it's just luck on our part. I just think everybody literally just that bad right now. Where, hell, we finessed everybody in year 1.
I do agree with you on the finessing part. I will say this.
And that lets you know where everybody else stand if you can just let us come in for that. And we won those 2 close games on the road at Texas Southern and at Prairie View.
Again, I think the Bubba McDowell situation, that was just I think that had ran its course. Texas Southern first year head coach. I like what he does. I like the way he builds his team. I really do. I like the militant aspect of how he does what he does. But I do think that the SWAC is just lacking competent coaching. Like instead of getting competent coaches, you're getting, listen, no, and I love Mickey Joseph. I think Mickey Joseph is a great recruiter, but he's not a coach. Like I think he's that in between space, like a great assistant head coach, but I don't know if he's a head coach, right? The same thing with the Terrence Graves situation. I think Terrence Graves just lucked up into a lot of situations of just having a more talented team. I don't think he's a great head coach. I don't think he's it's like
that's not the question here though.
Again, the reason I'm saying facts is I do believe that adding competent coaching with a Tremaine Jackson is going to help the situation in seeing where Terrence Graves truly is. But I do believe Gramblin's going to be a in-between space. I do believe that Alcorn is going to be in an in-between space, right? Like,
I mean, last year was literally, it could have went a lot of different ways, right? Alcorn had their chance against Southern. That game was pretty much sole possession of first place. Alcorn lost that game to Southern. Texas Southern and Prairie View gave Southern everything they could want. Southern and Prairie View, yeah.
And I think that's the thing with me about competent coaching is this is the part. And again, somebody can say, Scotty, well, you got to give Terrence Graves the benefit of the doubt. He ran one play the whole game and they won the game. And then, but for me, I'm like, God damn, like, how does Alcorn have a defensive-minded head coach and get beat by one play? That's not competent. You just can't tell me that's competent. And this year, Southern, shout out to my boy Rocky, text me, Southern has JSU and FAMU on the schedule. We will truly see what that looks like because we know you're going to get mollywopped by Jackson. That's just been the pattern now. That's the new pattern. I guess it's just flipped.
Well, no, if that's the pattern, you got Grambling winning the Bayou Class. Patterns change, don't they?
Oh, I just think that's just a bad game. I think that's just a bad matchup. I just think Jackson State. It's a bad game. It's just a bad game overall. But we'll see what it looks like when you guys have to go up against JSU and FAMU if Terrence Graves is really taking the next step.
We're talking about the SWAC West, though.
Again, but it all matters. It's a conference game.
Well, you asking me about the SWAC West, and I'm telling you from the SWAC West, it's Southern, Alcorn, Prairie View, Texas Southern, UAPB, and Grambling. It's 6 teams. We're not asking about a SWAC championship. We're not asking about the SWAC overall. The question is you asking me about the SWAC West because you said it won't happen again because the West was down. What I'm saying, what has changed to make the West up this year?
I think Tremaine Jackson, I think having coaches in year 2 is better. And because
that was my point with him. It's been Prairie View and Southern anyway. So him at Prairie View doesn't change for me because it's been Prairie View and Southern over the last 4 years. I'm asking where is everybody else at? It's still the same 2 teams we're talking about in Prairie View and Southern who has literally gone back and forth trading win in the SWAC West. That's all I got. I'm talking about the rest of the West. That's why I said UAPB with a
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, finish your point.
I was saying that's why I don't see UAPB doing anything.
No.
Grambling can play something in there the same way with Texas Southern, but they both ended up short in the conversation. It was still Alcorn was still more in the conversation than the rest of them. I think Alcorn is a solid team, no doubt about it. I'm not knocking Alcorn, but I'm just going by if you keep saying Tremaine at Prairie View, that means you give Tremaine more. You put him on a higher pedestal than you'll do Cedric Thomas because, like you just said, a defensive-minded coach got beat.
It's not that he got beat. It's how he got beat.
How he got beat. Just that great offensively.
No, it's not. It's not that he got beat. It's how you got beat, right? Like people lose. That's football. You lose. Things don't go your way, right? How he got beat to me is the egregious part of being a defensive-minded head coach. The thing for me is the reason I don't see it happening again in the sense of the West is because I do believe that Texas Southern can still somewhat fall in between there, probably give you guys a run for your money. I do believe Prairie View give you a run for your money. If the hot seat being as hot for the Alcorn head coach, he might be able to sneak one out of you guys. So I just think there's some play there. I just think there's some play there. There's a side of this where Terrence Graves can run it through again because he just has the most talented team.
It's still, if you're going to ask because the SWAC was down and it won't happen again, in my opinion, the SWAC West still down. You still got second year and first year coach trying to figure it out. Mickey Joseph going into year 2. Chris Dishman going into year 2. Cedric Thomas going into year 3. Alonzo going. I would suspect Alonzo and Cedric to at least be somewhere in there, right? And then you're going to have Tremaine going into year 1. You still got coaches still trying to build a program. It still sounds down to me. Nobody in the SWAC West had a better defense than Southern. And then when we look at offense, we don't know no quarterbacks in terms of coming back. That's supposed to be a difference maker. And Southern found a way to get it done with 3 quarterbacks last year.
I'll say this, and I'll move on.
I don't think they have to go undefeated in the West. I think teams are beat up on each other. A loss here, a loss there. It could very well happen.
I can't see it. I don't see it in the sense of how it happens again. Like that's my thing. I just can't because I don't.
Okay, Prairie View.
We'll
all
see.
right. Don't bring up Prairie View.
If we're just talking about competition wise, the only coach that had to legit recruit to get to a certain standard is Texas Southern. We already know what UAPB is. Let's leave them out. I think UAPB might clip somebody, but it won't probably be Southern. Whatever. Texas Southern and Alcorn are the 2 teams that I think are just like, okay, they'll give you some run. Because I do believe in year 1, Southern had the more talented team, and Texas Southern is supposed to win that game if they punt the ball. If they punt the ball, the game's over. And they beat a Southern team that is more talented to them. He comes back in year 2 with the returning quarterback. I think there's some play there because you don't have – I just think there's some play there. I still think Southern probably has a talented team, but what does year 2 look like under Terrence Graves in the form of recruiting? Because, again, he was left a pretty good team.
Okay.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault, right? But we'll see what it looks like going into year 2.
We didn't lose a game to a SWAC West opponent last year. Who?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. All right. It ain't us down, it's them. Shit, tell them to get their...
Dog, you act like you was out here mollywopping people. You was barely beating Bama's.
Scotty, the name of the game is win, bro.
You was barely beating Bama's. Dog, I'm talking about as skinning and grinning, barely getting by every week. And then when you see some competition, you get mollywopped every time. Every time.
You're asking me about the SWAC West. Who in the SWAC West mollywopped us? The question, once again, I'm staying to the topic. Maybe you should have rephrased it.
Who's the best coach in the West? It's not Terrence Graves.
Who is it? Who is it, Rocky? Jackson. Who is it, Scotty?
Tremaine Jackson. It's not even close.
The man ain't even coached the game yet. You already give him the best coach.
He's the best coach in the. He's the best coach in the SWAC West, and it's not even close.
He's the best coach of where he come from. He has to prove himself.
You asked me who's the best coach. Yeah, yes I can. Yes I can. Because of his resume. Because of his resume. Yes I can.
Man, he got to prove himself.
Absolutely, I can give him that.
He has to prove himself.
Yeah, in the SWAC, but he's still the best coach walking into it. Period.
Who's the best coach in the SWAC right now?
Tremaine Jackson.
How, when you got a coach in Terrence Graves, didn't lose to nobody in the SWAC West last year?
You said the SWAC, not the SWAC West.
So you saying Tremaine is the best coach, period, out of everybody?
He's probably top 5.
Man, then don't say his name then.
In the SWAC West, in the SWAC West, he's the #1 coach. It's not even close.
How?
Because his resume said so. That's why.
He ain't won a game in
Terrence
the
Graves ain't. Terrence Graves' resume includes of winning 2 Bayou Classics. That as a head coach, congratulations. You won 2 Pop Warner Classics. Congratulations.
Win a game in the SWAC, man.
Congratulations.
I'll change
Come on,
my
man.
judgment.
Are you telling me resumes don't matter when you walk into a situation?
Resumes matter. Jimbo walked
You
into
just
the
asked UAPB to hire coaches that got accolades, that have done something. That's what Prairie View went out and
so
did.
they can come in and prove it. Yes. At least bring me somebody who has proved it before, and then I know I can at least be headed in a different direction. But Tremaine, yes, you brought him in to prove it, to head you in a different direction. He ain't even won a game yet. And you already want to crown him the best coach.
He's the best
He's
coach.
the best coach in Valdosta.
He's the best coach. Now, how that plays out in the season is how it plays out. But walking into the offseason, he's the best coach in the SWAC West, and it's not.
Win some games
close.
and then show me otherwise.
Not close.
Win some games and show me
We'll
otherwise.
We'll see. That's his job. His job is to win games.
Until further notice, Terrence Graves is the best coach in the
No,
SWAC
it's like no way. Until
further notice, Terrence Graves is the best coach in the SWAC West.
Ain't no further notice.
He didn't even lose a game to a SWAC West team last year.
That's not saying much. It's not.
But you
barely beat Bama's. And then you
still got to win the game, Scotty.
What
the hell are you moving the goalposts for? He didn't lose nobody in SWAC West, but that don't mean nothing.
I'm not moving goalposts. I'm just saying that as a head coach, Tremaine Jackson is a better head coach, has a better resume than your boy. That's simple. It's facts. It's not even. It's facts. He's a better head coach. Now, how it plays out is how it plays out.
I like to see you at homecoming because you know who we playing at homecoming this year?
Prairie View.
I like to see you there with your Tremaine Jackson shirt on. I love to see you there with your Tremaine Jackson shirt on.
It won't be a PV shirt. It might be a Tremaine Jackson shirt, but it won't be a.
I keep saying I want to see you with your Tremaine Jackson shirt on.
And you know what it's going to say on it? Atlanta. That's what it's going to have on it. If my Tremaine Jackson shirt going to say Atlanta. That's what it's going to say on it.
Because if you ask me, then that's what it sounds like you think the SWAC West is going to be. It's going to be between Southern and Prairie View.
It's just really, to me, it's just Prairie View.
Jesus Christ.
It's not really Southern, it's just Prairie View. I just think it's.
Can the man call his first time out? Can the man? The man ain't even called a timeout yet. God dog.
I'm just saying.
I'm ready.
All right. Should the SWAC should eliminate divisions and just take the top 2 teams to the title game?
You want me to start?
Yeah, you can start.
I'm going facts here. I like this idea.
Okay.
To me, and a lot of people love their divisions, that East-West. Give me the 2 best teams.
Yeah.
Because I was really bothered when it was Jackson State and FAMU. And Southern found themselves in that championship that year that Willie Simmons lost to Jackson State 7-6. Everybody and their mama knew FAMU was literally the second best team. But because of division, it put Southern. We won a championship literally with the 2 best teams, do we not?
Yeah.
What you telling me right now about the SWAC West? Okay, because you do good in your division, but it's 2 teams over here in this division that have played the best football. That's what we want, because you know what? We want to send our best teams to the Celebration Bowl. And for me, at the end of the day, it's about the branding. Didn't the SEC realize this? And they top heavy when you're talking about teams.
Facts.
Get away from the divisions. It's okay. And we'll be okay with it. You give me the 2 top teams and you let the 2 top teams play for a championship. Everybody will knock each other off if that's what matters. You will find ways to make it work within the region, whether you do pods or anything else when it comes to travel. But at the end of the day, I'm not me moving forward. To me, all things should evolve. I'm not a fan of the divisions anymore. I'm a fan of, if we putting all our eggs in one basket with the Celebration Bowl, let's get our 2 top teams to play. And maybe whoever's that 3rd team might be eligible for the FCS playoffs.
That's fair.
Maybe not. I'm just saying, but give me the 2 best teams. Get rid of the East and West for me moving forward. I just want the 2 best teams.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement, full support. You know me, I'm still pushing Celebration Bowl playoffs. I think that's the best angle, because if you look at how the Power 4 is doing it, they're saying, hey, we get more bang for our buck letting more people in for the competition. Now, this year didn't really work out that way because of the seeding and how they seeded it. It was really weird, but they're changing that up as well. And I think this has been my issue with HBCU football is that you're not willing to make a change. You're not willing to make a compromise. You're not willing to think outside the box in terms of that. So to me, I still think that you should get away with divisions, but I do believe there should be a HBCU playoff for the Celebration Bowl to where that now you're getting the best teams for the Celebration Bowl and let it play out on the field however it might. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it should just be a win and in type of situation. Yes, I know it's a bowl game. Yes, I know that's how bowl games work. But I do believe that you will get more bang for your buck in having an HBCU playoff.
And aren't the SWAC schools, let's really look at what's unfolding in front of our eyes. Aren't we noticing SWAC schools playing other SWAC schools for non-conference?
That's so annoying.
We're loading up the schedule with SWAC schools anyway, so why not just do an overall number one, number two team? I mean, pay attention to what's happening in front of us. Schools are scheduling other SWAC schools for non-conference, so why not?
Yeah.
You're playing everybody, so don't say, well, we don't play, there ain't enough room. We're literally doing it right now. You see it happening.
Yeah, I think, and for me, I'm with Herb. I think if you take the concept of no divisions, there is, to me, I can't. I think, listen, to me, there should be a standard on not playing conference games as out of conference games. Like that to me, I just don't like that. I really cannot stand that because what ends up happening is that you'll play a Jackson and Southern, and it's like it doesn't mean anything. It's just like but why not go up against some better competition and see where you stack up? Go play a white school. You don't gotta go play a Power 5 school all the time. Go play a G5. Go play a FCS opponent. Like go out there and really compete. Go play Nichols and get beat by 70. I don't care, right? Like just go do whatever it is football wise that to me that would make the most sense. But again, right? This is my thing, and I'm gonna say this, and people gonna get mad at me in the comments, but it's cool. You can't tell me on one end that we're going to opt in because we got the money, and then you're telling me, well, Scotty, we got to play that game for money. The shit don't make no sense. That doesn't make, you're telling me you got to play these games for the money, but you're opting in situations where you can't afford. It don't make no sense. It ain't ever going to make no sense, but hey, what do I know? Answer the question, get rid of divisions, top two teams play, let's move on. That's all I'm saying.
And it makes great football towards the end of the season because if I'm in the division, like Alabama State was still in the hunt last year.
It was. They were.
I mean, instead of them being out because it's like, look what Jackson has done, and then it's like, all right, it's over with Alabama State. You're done. All right, you add more to it like Bama State. Like if Grambling go upset Southern right quick.
We still in it. We can slide on. Yeah, we can slide up on in there, yeah.
You literally got these teams. It just creates more excitement at the end instead of once somebody has a stranglehold on the division, it's over with. You're done. I just think overall it creates the excitement to keep playing for something in the conference each and every week.
And that's what you need. You need that excitement. You need that energy. You need that football purist of, hey, every game matters. Every, what I'm saying? And like going back to what Herb said, scheduling matters, right? Because to me, let's say it comes down to a tie, then you got to go to strength of schedule. Like that, it should go to strength of schedule of again.
Let's not act like this something where we got to figure it out at the SWAC. It's already shit out there that's letting you know this is how we can go. We ain't got to make this up out of thin air like SWAC TV. We ain't got to figure this out of nowhere. There's already a guideline out there on how to pick a champion, how to pick the two best teams. And if it comes down to a tiebreaker, what has to happen? Didn't it happen in the SEC last year? It came down to Texas versus Texas A&M. Winner advances to the SEC championship. Yeah. It plays itself out.
Yeah.
You didn't need a division. Those were the two best teams. So you put yourself in a position to watch the two best teams go play the best team.
Yeah.
For a championship. So let's not act like, oh, we don't know where to go. It's already policies in place. We just have to take those. My bad. We just have to take those policies and use them for what works for us. And I think we'll be okay. It's not the end. It's just some things like we get too caught up on how things were. And sometimes we realize and we forget that things do evolve.
Yeah.
And they evolve for a reason. Things are good to have around for so long. Yes, the SWAC East and West Division worked for so long, but now at some point, like everything, should we reevaluate on what we see? Should we look at it in a new way? Why not try something new? Did we try something new hosting the SWAC championship at home campuses?
And it worked out.
You know how many people that ain't gonna work? People not gonna show. It's gonna be cold in December. Ain't nobody going to those games. Guess what? Everybody want to host it now, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
And if you leave this open, you give everybody that fair shot to be able to host it and do whatever else. You don't get limited by one game. You get open for all games at this point. And I think getting rid of the divisions, for me, in today's time, in today's age, with what you're trying to do with media and everything else, I think we should really highly consider that.
I love it. All right, let's go. Jackson State is winning the Celebration Bowl in 2025. Listen, you know me. I will never. And you can clip it, okay? Media director of Jackson, clip it. I clip it. It ain't saying ain't nobody scared. Clip it. Cap, all cap, baby. Listen, again, I'll say this. I do think that the East is better than the West, so I will give credit where credit is due for TC Taylor pulling it out, because the East is way better than the West. But the coaching the coaching along the lines was just so incompetent. It's just ridiculous. It's just in the SWAC, it's just like dummy. It was just dummy season. Like Connell Maynard couldn't do nothing right. Little Bill couldn't do nothing right. Eddie Robinson Jr. was the only competent head coach in the SWAC East. Cozy couldn't do dog. Cozy kept an offensive play caller in a situation where he just kept messing up the situation for FAMU. I'm like, God damn, let that white man go. You know what I'm saying?
So it just wasn't the SWAC West was down and bad. It's the whole damn SWAC.
No, the SWAC was just, listen, it was just incompetent coaches all the way. Dog, I swear to God.
I don't want to hear nothing else about no SWAC West. Just say the SWAC, man.
Dog, it was just incompetent coaching all the way around. But you do have to give credit to Paho State for, having Jacobian and see if he takes that next step. We'll see what they look like without Irv. But as of right now, I do think that I don't really got too much faith in Cozy. I really don't. We'll see what that looks like. I think he's on the hot seat, but that's just me. But I do think Eddie Robb and Sam Shade, I think that's where your competent coaching is. Lil Bill going to be gone after this year. He's going to be last as always. And we'll see how that plays out. But, yeah, I got all cap on that. What you got, P?
I went maybe. Did you put maybe on there for me?
Of course I didn't put no maybe.
What? Oh. Well, don't put nothing up there. What you put? Let me see what you put. What you put up there?
All cap.
I don't know, though, because let me tell you something. Jackson State last year had a balanced offense. They could run the ball. They could throw it when they needed it. They had the best defense right there with Alabama State in the conference. And then special teams. To me, they were the most complete team playing all three phases of the game. And that's why you saw them do what they did as the season went on. To me, they reminded me, and don't take this out of context, what I'm about to say. But what I'm saying is there was an Alabama team in one of those years of the dynasty where it was close first halves against everybody that they played. And then the second half, it was like, we're going to play our ball. It's like, we'll come out and play what kind of go with what you're going along with. And in the second half, we play our brand of ball. And you saw the separation. I think as you look at Jackson State with every team that they played last year, the second half was the tail of the tape, wasn't it? FAMU and everybody else.
I mean,
was what they did.
When you getting people's film, I mean, goddamn. I mean, if you cheating, you cheating.
You the only one still holding on to that.
I'm just saying. I mean, like, cause listen. You already know. I'm not gonna go there. If you cheating, you cheating, and it just is what it is. So it's like if you cheat once, I know you ain't cheating again.
That's allegedly though, because you broke the story. They did an investigation. Even when UAPB bags out, then damn UAPB, we trying to help you. And they like, you know what? Don't worry about it. So I don't, until further notice, they ain't have nobody film. But Jackson State played 3 great phases of the game. They played football last year. Offense, defense, and special teams. That's what won them a national championship. If they come back playing at that with a balanced offense again, where they can run and throw the ball, which they got the receivers now. I mean, they got a plethora of targets for Morgan. And if they can have consistency running the ball, which I think they will, with Travis Terrell, and then with him in the return game, they can kick.
That kid crazy.
Yeah, and then defense, I mean, dude, why not? To me, I think they have the recipe out of all the teams, because what you just said to me, nobody else in the conference is playing 3 phases of the game at a high level. Nobody. Somebody's here playing like Alabama State, playing defense, okay, but they don't have no offense to go along with it. You have to be balanced to keep up with Jackson State. That's what's kept Alabama State from beating them last year. What was the final? Was it 28-13?
Yeah, some close. Some close.
Yeah, I mean, they tried, but it just wasn't enough. Jackson State just had weapons here and there to be able to make plays. And for me, if Jackson comes out, which they heavily favor, you look at the all SWAC selection, when you look at everything else, they return a lot of the guys from last year. They just seem to be the most complete team. And if you're looking at everybody else, nobody seems to be complete. They seem to be patched here and there, but they're not complete overall.
I do like your assessment. What's difficult for me is turning a quarterback from a game manager to a gamer, right? Like Jacoby and Morgan last year was a game manager. Hey, just don't lose us the game. Just don't throw any bad balls. Don't turn it over. And you were able to, downset height, hand the ball off to Irv Mulligan and let Irv do what he do, and let Terrell do what he do, and let Ahmad do what he does. I think going into year 2 with Jacobian, something, and this is what I said every game. I'm like, I can't give you both. I got to take something away. And to me, that's the part of what was so frustrating with watching these head coaches play Jackson, is like, you got to take something away. Like, you can't run the ball on me and pass the ball. I got to go into a game and saying, like with South Carolina State, right? Irv Mulligan is not going to beat me. Jacobian Morgan is going to have to win the game, and that's what Jacobian did. He went out and won the game, right? That is coaching. Regardless of how the score played out, regardless of how the game played out, you're not going to beat me in 2 facets, right? You're not. Now, special teams, Terrell going to do what Terrell do, and just don't kick to him. That would be the smartest thing in the world. Don't kick to him, but hey, whatever, right? But for me, I got tired of seeing teams come into games with Jackson knowing what they like to do, knowing what they wanted to do, and still able to do what they wanted to do. It's just like, it's crazy to me. And I'm not taking away anything from the offensive line, because Blue raved about them last year of what they were going to be, and that's what they saw, that's what they became. But to me, it reminded me a lot of James Houston. When James Houston was at Jackson, and I would literally every week, I would go into a game and say, if you don't block that dude, you're going to lose. I just, like, it just didn't make it. I don't give a damn what you got. If you don't block that guy, you're going to lose. And teams would just ignore it. Like, I'm like, are you not watching the same film that I'm watching? So that was the most frustrating part to me, watching teams play against Jackson. Now, how many playbooks they had, I don't know. They could have had 3, could have had 4, could have, I don't know how many playbooks they had. But
I see people correct me. The score last year was 16-10. I mean, Bama State out of all,
wow.
Bama State played them the closest of any team in the conference last year, aside from the one game with Grambling, which was non-conference. Huh?
With no quarterback.
That's why I'm saying Bama State so close, just defense alone. But the thing is, I think Jackson State, if they can, the name of the game, huh?
And FAMU played them close too until like the last 3 minutes of the 4th quarter. But go ahead.
It was when they hit Richardson and made him fumble the ball, wasn't it? Or he threw it, and they laid that hit, and then the game just went south for FAMU.
Yeah, it went south.
Yeah, and to me, in this conference, to be a champion, period, not just this conference, to be the Black College National Champion, you have to be the most complete team. Complete teams win championships. Even last year when I was looking at Notre Dame, did you see Notre Dame? They were good at special teams too.
Yeah.
I mean, for this with Jackson State, they're just a complete team. Other than that, and I did maybe just because of the MEAC, and I know we haven't touched much on the MEAC, but right now the most complete team in all three phases of the game is Jackson State. And if that's what's returning with that same complete three phases of the game, I have to go with them and say, yes, they'll win the Celebration Bowl in 2025.
We'll never. We'll never. We'll never. All right, last one. If PV starts hot, the whole West should be on notice. Now, I don't know who came up with this question.
I know your answer. I know your answer. You said all cap? You said all cap?
Oh, no, I got to take that down. That's on me. That's on me. That's on me.
What?
No, that wasn't me. I took it over from
I
the
was
last.
about to say, not this sermon you just gave me about TJ.
Yeah.
The best coach in the SWAC.
Yeah.
Resumes don't matter. And
yeah.
the man ain't even called a timeout yet.
Yeah,
he ain't even had an opportunity to talk to the ref about do I want to defer or receive.
I already went first. It don't matter. Fact. Now it's on you. It's on you. It is on whatever you want to take it. Wherever you want to take it, Perry. It's on you. Facts. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, give me this then before I jump into it. What start hot?
Let me see. Let me look.
They beat Texas Southern?
Yep.
Something they've done 10 out of the
rival game. Rival game. Like you said, like that's what you said about Bayou Classic, right? It's a rival game.
But they done beat them folks 10 out of the last 11.
That's what you said. You said it's a rival game.
So start hot is 1-0. That's start hot for Prairie View.
All right. That means you leading the conference. All right.
I got to know what start hot is like on their schedule. Like what is it?
They got Texas Southern. They got University of Texas at Rio Grande. They got Rice. They got Northwestern State, and then they go to the State Fair Classic. I can say 3 and 1. 3 and 1. That's 4 games. 3 and 1.
That's 4. Give me the 3 that'll make them hot.
Let me see. Beating Grande Valley, Texas Southern, Northwestern State, and playing Rice tough. That's all you can do about Rice. If they beat Rice, that's crazy.
You better be on notice if that's how they coming out like that in September. Shit, yeah, you better be on notice. Hey, that's gonna be tough.
So is that a fact?
But we gotta let them in. Huh?
Is that a fact? Is that a fact for you?
Yes, a fact.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You can ding that. Ding. Yeah, give me the bell on that one. But I mean, for real. But
I got you. I got you.
But they've done this before. I watched Prairie View start hot, especially under the Dooley years. I'm talking about come out in September.
Yeah.
And then just fall apart in October and November.
Yeah, you're right.
They'll come out hot and they'll go beat Grambling in the State Fair, and then they'll end up playing Southern. It's like wasn't that Prairie View problem, the fans' problem with Dooley?
Yeah, you're right.
Started out good and then they would fall apart in October and November.
But I remember that one year he scheduled like Texas Tech in November. And it was
Texas
like
A&M.
Yeah. It was like, bro,
and that was the year they lost to Valley the last game of the season before the SWAC championship.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think they ended the season. They lost to Alcorn, Valley,
and Texas A&M.
Yeah,
that was tough.
I'm saying facts with Tremaine, but I've seen Prairie View in this position before. I've seen them start hot, come out of the State Fair feeling beating their chest because we beat Grambling and we beat Texas Southern and we 2-0. And then somewhere in October it falls.
I'll say this. Tremaine Jackson understands because why? Because he's been a former head coach with expectations to win, how to keep a team locked in for the season. Who else? Who else has done that? Who else has kept a team locked in, winning their conference, then running the tables in the playoffs, and then get to a national championship? Who else has done that in the SWAC? Don't worry, I'll wait.
TC did it last year.
In the playoffs?
TC won the SWAC,
won
the SWAC championship and won the Celebration Bowl.
No playoffs.
I mean, the SWAC championship was a de facto playoff. That's the semifinal game.
He ain't going no playoffs.
Okay. Well, you asked the question. I mean, shit.
You didn't answer it technically, but okay.
Yeah.
You got
That's the best I got. The SWAC championship is a playoff game.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a playoff. It's a semifinal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why we asking to get rid of division so we can get the 2 best teams so they can play for a championship to go to the Celebration Bowl. That's a playoff.
No.
It's postseason.
No.
Yeah.
No. No.
Oh boy, come on, don't be the.
It just you doing rematches?
Yeah, it's a SWAC playoff. It's the HBCU playoff you looking for. It's just on a smaller scale right now.
On a smaller scale. Huh? Yeah, all right. That's funny. All right, let's get into this order of finish. What's up? You got something else for me, boy?
No, I'm good. That was just. I still want you to put that chain up for the Bayou Classic.
I'll let you know about midway through the season.
Okay, all right.
I'll let you know midway through the season how. I'll let you know. All right. The SWAC predicted order. Did they get it right? Now, me personally, I'm saying no. But all right, let's go. Let's look at this real quick. SWAC West. Here we go. UAPB at the bottom, as expected. Grambling State, Texas. That's crazy work. Texas Southern over Grambling. I thought I'd never see that. Prairie View, Alcorn, and them Southern Jags. I mean, clearly you're going to say that, right?
Well, not just because of Southern. I mean, Southern didn't lose to none of those teams on there last year. So when you look back at it, it's saying, hey, yeah, I mean, they literally didn't lose to nobody. They won tight games on the road. This time, they'll have Prairie View and Texas Southern at home. You got to put that in their favor. If they was able to go on the road and squeak that out. They're going to have to go on the road against Alcorn. To me, when you look at this, is going to be the toughest opponent for Southern. That's Southern's only true road game on here, besides UAPB. So for Southern, looking at them on here, Alcorn is the only road game for them. That's going to be a test. You got Prairie View and Texas Southern at home. You're going to have Grambling in New Orleans. I think looking at Alcorn was knocking on the door last year to Southern. I mean, had they not lost the game in Baton Rouge, Alcorn, that game was for first place.
Oh yeah, it was for first place. You're right.
Yeah, I mean that was the big game in the SWAC West. Prairie View was knocking on the door, and I think you give Prairie View just that much more over Texas Southern because of Tremaine Jackson over Chris Dishman. I think that simply comes out of respect, and it comes out of what people seeing what Prairie View has done in the transfer portal. I think Grambling has a lot to prove. I mean, when you look at them from top to bottom, yeah, you can like this and you can like that, but to me, Grambling got a lot to prove.
Yeah.
A tremendous amount to prove. Aside from beating Jackson State last year, there really wasn't nothing pretty about them.
Yeah, that was an ass whooping too. That was really bad.
UAPB, I think at this point, I already gave that spiel on that. So I'm okay with this. I think with the talent, of course, you looking at Cedric Thomas. We just talked about coaches, right?
Yeah.
Cedric Thomas is going into year 3 as the head coach at Alcorn. You would suspect to have his team right there. If he's figuring out how to do this at Alcorn, now should be the time. Terrence Graves, hey, if he finessed this way, he did it against everybody. And Prairie View is right there, I think, just with Tremaine. So those top 3 teams, I think Texas Southern and Grambling are right there against each other, trying to figure out who's going to take that leap to get over the hump to at least be able to be in the conversation.
I'll say this. The one thing I do respect about Cedric, and I know a lot of Alcorn, especially them boys at the go to him, shout out to them. They always talk about how he makes no excuses. He's like, oh, you didn't take it. Listen, I don't care. I don't think they're a very good team. I don't think they're very well coached. I don't think offensively they looked anything last year. Defensively, they didn't look anything last year. I mean, I don't know why Alcorn State is number 2. It is, and to me, I think it's like a process of elimination of saying, like, could you put Prairie View on top of Alcorn? Could you put Texas Southern over top of Alcorn? I think it's just by default that they're at number 2. But I don't understand what the love affair for Alcorn really is, because I'm not. For what people were complaining about with Fred McNair, it looks 10 times worse offensively with Cedric. And the fact that you're a defensive guy, and at your home place, Jackson put 40 or 50 on you at the crib. At the crib? So, I don't know. I don't know.
Year 1 coach. Texas Southern, year 2 coach. Grambling, year 2 coach. I mean, the most experienced coaches in the SWAC West right now is Alonzo Hampton at UAPB and Cedric Thomas at Alcorn State. Both of them are headed into their third year. Terrence Graves at Southern, year 2 coach. I mean, and I think that's where you see Prairie View in that third spot right there over Texas Southern.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it goes back to what you said. There is respect. I know what you said about the best coach. The people are putting respect on Tremaine. Plus, you look at Prairie View over, like I just said, since COVID, it's been Southern and Prairie View winning the SWAC West Division title. So Prairie View hasn't dropped down just that much. You know, Prairie View is still a team that you feel can have the talent to be able to win in this conference because it's literally been them in Southern in the past over the past 4 years.
Yeah, he's going into year 2. I was like,
this year 2?
Yeah, this year 2 because.
But that makes them even more like, you looking at these coaches, it's a lot of inexperience at building these programs right now. Now, my apologies if I said year 3, but going into year 2, I mean, top to bottom, really, Alonzo Hampton is the most experienced coach in the damn division. And where is his team at?
Nah, I don't agree a lot with what Dave says, being in North Carolina A&T. But I'm just saying, more reason why PV should be number 1. That's all I'm saying. Listen, this is my thing. I feel like when you're looking at our rankings, are we adding the schedule to play a part in this? Because to me, I think Southern probably has one of the toughest schedules outside of, I think Grambling has a tough schedule too. Like, they got one of the toughest schedules. So I just, for me, I wouldn't have been mad if they had Prairie View too. I really would not have, just because of Tremaine. I think Tremaine, if they don't hire Tremaine, I think you put Prairie View 3 or 4, right? Depending on who they hired. Oh, yeah. You saying
you're one coach, and it's just like hiring a guy at UAPB, and they're like, "What are you really doing for us?" Like it's really a wait and see. But I think there's a lot of belief and hope in Coach Tremaine because he has a proven track record of his past
of winning.
Mickey Joseph may be the most experienced coach, not necessarily as a head coach, but just a coach, right? The places he's gone.
That's Terrence. I think Terrence has him beat just of years of coaching.
But Mickey Joseph, I'll say that his name because of the FBS experience.
Got you.
Terrence Graves, of course, is a seasoned coach, but now I'm looking at the opportunities. I mean, even Alonzo Hampton, he coached at Oregon. He coached at Florida State. He was the associate head coach and special team coordinator at ULM. So, I mean, he has coaching behind him. It's just, can they put it together? Look, I know I talked the shit about Prairie View, but I do like Tremaine coming from Valdosta State. Those are the type of coaches you're looking for. I think the SWAC really lucked up, be able to pull him in and to draw him in because of the caliber of the winner that he is. We don't see that often from the outside coming into our conference. We normally, like Prairie View did with Southern, we want another coach who has success.
Yeah, in the SWAC.
And then bring him over because we're familiar with him. Prairie View fans are not familiar with Tremaine at all. And they're starting to get familiar. The same way with the rest of the conference. Ask how many people a year ago knew who Tremaine Jackson was.
That's fair.
Because people are not watching Division II. Most people aren't keeping up with the football landscape. And that's why a lot of times it's hard for a lot of these teams. And you talk to their fan bases to say, hey, who would you pick as a head coach? All they can typically do is go within this black realm of, well, who went to the HBCU or who coached in the HBCU landscape within the past 2-3 years, correct?
That's fair.
It's hard to pull coaches outside of that bubble of the lens that we see. And for Prairie View, I just think that was a great move for them. It was an awesome move at this time that they need, especially continuously having their name winning the SWAC Western Division title every other year. I think with Cedric Thomas, though, he has a lot to prove because it literally worked out in his favor with McNair getting pushed to the side. And you can tell he wanted this. This is what he wanted. Alcorn almost feels like home, or it is home for Cedric Thomas. Mississippi guy, he loves it through and through. The same way I felt with Terrence Graves at Southern. It just felt like this is home. He wants that. So, I mean, I'm looking at these coaches. I think the only one question mark we really got to put is Chris Dishman. I really don't know what to get out of Chris Dishman.
You know what? Funny enough, again, I don't think he has the accolades to be a dick, because that's usually how he comes off. He comes off as a dick. but I like what he does. I really like the only thing I did not like about him in the season was I felt like he made Jace look like he was a scrub. And Jace was the SWAC newcomer of the year before. You lose KJ Cooper and Jace doesn't see the field until like the last 2 games of the season. It didn't make any sense to me. And you're playing a kid, I can watch the tape and tell you he can't throw. So literally, your offense just gets ultimately limited, and all you're doing is literally doing a wing T. Did
they put him in a position to fail?
I believe.
Do you think that was purposefully?
I think it was bad coaching. I really do. And I'm not saying that I'm super high on Chris Disman, but I did like before KJ Cooper went down. I liked what I saw from the team. I felt, and I'm gonna be honest, I felt if Andrew would have stayed, I think they would have won at Texas Southern. I don't know how far they would have gone, but I do think that the way they kept it balanced, the way they kept it control, it's like a controlled chaos that I really, really liked about the offense. It wasn't too much. It was just very, very simple, very simplistic, but it worked. But then when KJ Cooper went down, you really saw the lack of coaching because the quarterback they brought in did not throw. He could not throw, and they weren't asking him to make any throws, and literally it became a one-dimensional team, and this team started just teeing off on him. It was just bad coaching close to the end, and then you put Jace in, you take Jace out, put Jace in, take Jace out. It was crazy.
Can I ask you this?
What's up?
You know, when you look at most coaches and you talk to them, you kind of can see what their philosophy is. Like, we know Alabama State. At the end of the day, that's a defensive team. There's no doubt about it. You heard TC, we're going to be complete across the board, right? We're going to be all 3 phases. You hear Coach Terrence Gray, we just going to be a tough-ass team. We're just trying to close out games. It may be pretty, it may be ugly. We just trying to be tough. For Texas Southern and Dishman, what does it seem to be what that team is, the philosophy of what they're going to be built upon? What does that look like?
I feel like Dishman will be a defensive first guy. I liked what I saw defensively in certain games. But I do think the defense just got worn out because offensively they just could not do anything, and they were just on the field so much. They're fast, they're physical, they fly around to the ball. I liked what I saw from. I really did. Like if anybody would go back and watch some of the, I really was high on Texas Southern after I watched them after the PV game. I'm like, man, I really like what they have here. The running backs.
They played Lamar close.
Yeah,
there was some games in that September. It was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they were really trending in the right direction. They should have won the Lamar game, but the quarterback couldn't throw. I mean, they were literally beating Lamar with a one-dimensional style offense and playing hella defense. So I think Dishman is in the right. He's taking that team in the right direction. I do think they will be competitive. If KJ Cooper stays healthy, I think that team is a very dangerous team to be around. I think they're sneak up on some people.
What happens if Texas Southern comes out 1-0, start the season?
If I'm Tremaine, and I hate to put this on a first year head coach, I really do. But to me, I don't put Tremaine in the first year head coach bandwagon. He's experienced. He understands what is at stake, and I have an expectation he's supposed to win that. And I wouldn't be mad at Prairie View fans if they have an expectation. Listen, we didn't bring you. I'm a Prairie View.
Send him a shirt, PV versus.
Listen. It better not have nothing PV on it. It just better have Tremaine Jackson, and that's it. I don't want to see a P, a V, a A, a M, or a U all together in no letters. It better say Tremaine Jackson, and that's it. But you didn't hire Tremaine to not take you to the next level. And whatever that next level looks like, it just is what it is, right? So for me, you have to have an expectation. I would have an expectation that, no, you win that game. I do not care about the circumstances. I do not care about the portal. You're established enough. That team, it should be talented enough to go get you a win against Texas Southern. I'm sorry. I'm just
Dishman. I mean, what a way to come in his first year in game number 1 and beat a team who has just been whooping you up and down the field for a decade. On the road at that, at Prairie View.
Yeah.
So listen, I think Prairie View Tremaine. That's why I say everybody's saying, "Hey, he's this." Hey, he got to win game. I think game 1 is going to be tough. That Texas Southern Prairie View game is going to be a tough game.
Let me answer this question real quick. I did like this by Telger. He said, so Scotty, with that being said, you said Southern has one of the toughest schedules. If we win the West again and maybe the SWAC, the Southern Graves gets credit. If he can beat FAMU and Jackson in the same season, I'll give him all the credit in the world. You got to. It ain't no fluff about that. If he beats, because that has not happened in the past.
And we got Alabama State this year too.
Listen, if he runs the table, and I don't give a damn that it's in the East, I do not care. Those are the top teams in the conference that you will probably have to see again in the SWAC championship. So if you can run the table against those top 3 guys, especially Southern and FAMU, you got to give them all the credit in the world. And I mean FAMU and Jackson, you got to give them all the credit in the world. And I'll say this: those are the games that I would be okay with him. Yeah, it was a gnat. I'm sorry, it was a gnat. Those are the games I'm okay you squeaking out of. I'm okay you squeaking out of a FAMU game. I'm okay you squeaking out of a Jackson State game. Should not be squeaking out against Texas Southern. I'm just sorry. That's just my personal opinion on that. But yeah, you got to give them all the credit in the world. Let's move to the East, real quick. I didn't see too much. What? Did I not do this right? I didn't do it right. Let me hold on. I thought I had it. I guess not. Let me see. I'll fix it real quick.
Chance Graves got a tough one this year. That's all I say. You got Alabama State, you got Florida A&M, you got Jackson State. The good thing about it is, for Southern fans, you got a hell of a home schedule. You got 3 great games at home that could potentially be against, out of those 3 teams, somebody out of those 3 gonna win the SWAC East. That I feel.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see too much wrong with this.
Not at
all. I mean, I think they. I mean, at the end of the day,
the way the person is supposed to go. When they say it's perfect, this right here is perfect.
You can't be too mad at that one. At the end of the day, it is what it is.
Some would say it's FAMU overhyped a little bit. Would you put Bama State over FAMU?
No, because they lost.
I'm saying headed into this year with the talent, was it because Andrew Body is now in the picture?
He was in the picture last year. Not in the game, but no.
Because the expectations for FAMU was high last year. I mean, people looked at FAMU and was like, hey, I mean, coming off a SWAC, the Celebration Bowl champion, I mean, they were the Black College National Champion.
I mean, you had to be high because of the team that he had, but you still I said I didn't believe in Cozy, right? I said that. I didn't believe in Cozy because the stuff I had heard about him, when you go from a Willie Simmons who's a player's coach to a guy who people have described as being a little stush, as we say in Maryland, a little stush, right? A little stuck up, you know. It's a hard transition, and I really do believe he had to get guys that really believed in how it's like going, okay, perfect example. It's like going from the Fab Five to Duke, right? That's 2 different cultures. Completely, you got a style where people let them be who they are, you know what I'm saying? Let you flow, let you do your thing. And then you got Duke over here, which is like, hey, we need 2-parent households. We need you to have a mom, we need you to have a dad. You need to make sure how's your credit score. It's not the same type of style and vibe. And I do believe that it hindered in what FAMU could do. And you saw how they played Jackson. They played them very well, but play calling here, plays there, left that door open. And then you lose the question. You lose the Valley. What's up?
Let's put FAMU in, because I feel it's going to be FAMU Alabama State for me, that can push Jackson State. But if we put FAMU and Alabama State next to each other, let's look at offense, defense, and special teams. Across the board with the talent, who are you taking talent-wise between FAMU and Alabama State in all 3 phases of the games of those programs?
I think offensively, I would go with A&M. Defensively, I will go with Alabama State. And special teams, I have to go with FAMU.
So that's the deciding factor.
Yeah,
They can put up just a couple more points to get past that defense when it matters.
Yeah, and the special teams with Robert Christian, he's a second team all return man. You know what I'm saying? Like they got some guys. Lockhart, the young guy they got, Lockhart can fly. They got some guys, and then and Alabama State got a guy that they got back there too who can do some damage as well. But when you got that Florida speed behind you, you got to see it, and it impacts the game in certain different ways. What is going to what I'm telling? I wrote an article about this like a couple days ago. What is going to come down is how Henry Burris and the quarterback fit for FAMU. The trench.
Well, I want to ask you, because you picked FAMU's offense over Bama State. What's the expectations for you looking at Andrew Body in this Alabama State offense? Because that's what they brought him in to. Okay, we saw how they used him against Central. It got him hurt. But he comes back. This is why you brought a guy like him in to get that offense where it needs to be. But you chose FAMU's offense over Bama State. What's your expectation for Alabama State's offense with the quarterback situation?
I don't.
Andrew Body.
I don't.
Do you believe or not believe? I'm sorry. You don't believe?
I love Andrew. I think Andrew.
You off the train?
No. It's never been Andrew. It's been his offensive coordinator. That's my hindrance. It's like,
so you think Andrew Body shouldn't have went to Alabama State?
No, he should not have gone to Alabama State. Now, you can say it worked out for his benefit because he got surgery by one of the best doctors in the country who did Drew Brees' surgery. So his shoulder is A1, right? Like it worked out in his benefit long terms, what they say, if hindsight's 20/20, right? But if he was leaving Texas Southern again, the same thing I told his dad. I do not trust Eddie Robinson Jr. and their offensive coordinator to do anything offensively. If you're telling me if you believe your son is an NFL caliber player or a pro level player, why are you taking him to Alabama State? That's not going to show off his talent. They're not going to throw. He came from Texas Southern when he was throwing the ball 30 to 40 times a game to win games. And then you move him to Alabama State where they believe in throwing the ball 15 to 20 times. That doesn't make it. Logically, that doesn't make any sense. If you're telling me because coming from an FCS level, you have to have the Cam Ward style numbers. You have to have the Shedeur Sanders type numbers, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 yards passing. You're not getting that at Alabama State. He should have went to NCCU. He should have went to, if you really wanted to go that route, you go to Morgan. Scotty, why did you go to Morgan? Because they play D1 competition. So if you beat an Ohio, if you beat a Towson, if you beat a top-ranked Richmond, right? If you play these top-level programs and you show up and show out, that's great tape. Alabama State might play one Power 5 opponent a year. That's it. So, no, it was not a smart move. It was a great get by Eddie Robinson, but it was not a smart move by.
So, as we start the season, of course, Jacoby Morgan is the offensive player of the year. That means we're going to put him in the category as the best quarterback in the SWAC. Would Andrew Body fall into the second best quarterback coming into this season, in your opinion, in terms of a quarterback that can throw, dual threat ability, can make plays? Would he be the second best quarterback in this conference?
Yeah, I know a lot of people, I think it's like if we're talking talent, him and Quad Brown are probably the two most talented quarterbacks in the Quad at Alabama A&M. He's a freak talent. I'm telling you, 6'3".
He has to battle with Mekhi Hagan, huh?
Yeah, and Mekhi's a great. You know what I'm saying? Like I think Alabama A&M has the best quarterback room in the SWAC, bar none. It's not even close. With Quad and Mekhi, I think they have the best room. I don't know who's going to start or whatever, but they have the best room. Talent-wise, Quad and Andrew are the best talents of just quarterback. Just run, go, whatever. I think for Jacoby and Morgan, he's in a great situation. I think if you take Jacoby and Morgan and put him on FAMU, he's not the SWAC Offensive Player of the Year. You take Jacoby and Morgan, you put him on Alabama State, I don't think he's a SWAC Player of the Year. But I do think what helps him is TC Taylor, being a former quarterback, being an offensive guy, right? Understanding how offenses work.
It took a while for TC to be sold on him last year because he was going back between him and Cam, and then in that SWAC championship game, let's be honest, who really won that game for Jackson State at the quarterback position?
Was the quarterback now he's at Division II Clark Atlanta.
The third string.
Yeah.
McDonald is his name.
McDonald. Yep. So, yes, is Jacoby and Morgan by default the SWAC Player of the Year? Absolutely. Who else were you going to pick? That's one of those, like, everybody else gone or hurt or didn't play. Zai. Thanks, Perry. Zai.
Yeah, Zai McDonald.
Yeah, Zai McDonald. So, again, I think if we're talking, if we were just ranking quarterbacks based off their ability, it would probably go Quad, Andrew, Makai, Jacobian. Like that's where he would land just talent-wise.
Give me that one more time.
It would go Quad, Andrew, Makai, and Jacobian. That's how it would go talent-wise. But again, it's one of those things where it's like you're benefited. Jacobian benefits over being in the system that he's in, and then he benefits to having the coach that he has. And it's not his fault. He picked a good situation. You know what I'm saying? So
no doubt about it, it's gonna probably most likely have the best wide receiver core in the conference. Just right now, the way it's looking
Jackson?
like Jackson.
Yeah. That boy Nathan.
From tight end to receiver, from the slot, whatever position, it just looked like with them, they gonna have weapons for a quarterback.
I like Southern's tight end. If Southern Dupree, right? Dupree still there? Yeah, he's the best tight end.
I'm just saying in terms of he's a tight end to his own, but a collection of talent for a quarterback, his toys to give the ball off to.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Fortillion, you got Rampart, you got anybody you can just throw that thing. Then you can hand it off to Travis Terrell out the backfield. Jacoby and Morgan don't have to go in the game and make it. He don't have to be the star. He can facilitate that offense. He just makes the throws. They run the ball. He don't have to put too much pressure. I think Andrew Body may have more pressure to have to be a little bit more of, I got to do a lot more.
Yeah, but listen, they have some great running backs. Kinsey, that Bama Kinsey cold. I don't care. Listen, the dude came from Division II, came up. He was their whole offense last year. Kinsey is a dog. And I think, again, Barnett has to be balanced, but again, this is the thing that bothers me with Barnett. Does he know how to spread it out and push it down the field? I get these phone calls and people telling me, "Oh, Scotty, I'm telling you." Listen, coaches tell me all the time, until you do what you do in practice in the game, it's just all fluff. It's all fluff. You can run 5 and empty and all this type of stuff, but if you're not putting it in the game, it don't mean nothing. And I'm telling you, what Eddie Robb to me is the type of guy where when things get tough, he reverts back to what he knows, which is what? Run the ball.
Run the ball.
Run the ball. Play defense, run the ball. So that's what
direct.
23 dive. 31 dive. Like that's what it's going to look like, man. And again, I hate to see it because Andrew's such a talented player. It's just like I feel like it's going to hinder him. But hey, like I said, to each his own. I'm always rooting for Andrew. You know what I'm saying? And I hope he does well. But at the end of the day, I'm a realist. Like, I don't believe in Chris Barnett. I think it was a horrible hire for him as an offensive coordinator. It just was.
What are the odds at the end of the season A&M finishes above FAMU in the SWAC East? The Sam Shade in year one, the same as Tremaine. Does he have that energy to be able to put Alabama, get them over the hump, like beat Alabama? Because they have not beat Bama State, FAMU, or Jackson State, all the teams that's above them. In year one, and that's what I'm talking about when you get a coach and you say, what's expectations? In year one, can we beat one of the 3 that's been whooping up on us? In year 2, can we beat 2 of the 3 that's whooping up on us? Like, because you're going to have to beat one of these teams to be in the mix for a SWAC East Division title. So, what is the odds? And to me, it seemed like maybe the best shot is to get past FAMU to help them out.
I think
What is the odds that by the end of the year A&M may be over FAMU?
I think okay. We're talking about the same. I want people to understand because a lot of y'all probably don't. We're talking about the same Sam Shade that beat Eddie Robb at Miles. I'm gonna say that again. We're talking about the same Sam Shade that took a Division II Miles and beat him at Alabama State at home. So I think your best bet for Sam Shade is to win the Magic City Classic. That is your number. If we had goals with like 90 days, that's what they like 30, 60,
that's
90
what
days.
I want. Yeah, give me that.
Magic City Classic. That is asterisk. Anything after that, we'll work on it. You know,
that's a great start. That's what I've
it.
been asking about coaches. Like when they getting hired, like, and I'm sitting down, I'm an AD. I'm like, in year one, what is the goal and expectation that I'm telling you as the AD, not what you telling me? Beat Bama State.
Beat Bama State. That's number one. So
anything more than that, FAMU or Jackson
we winning.
State, that's a bonus.
That's a bonus. Beat your listen. We playing HBCU football. Beat your rival. Win homecoming. What do you say? Beat your rival.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what got Dawson Odoms a job at Southern. He beat FAMU, he beat Jackson, he beat Grambling, and we won homecoming. Hey, baby, them 4 games, fuck the rest of them. Look, can't none of them brag on us this year. And that's what you're looking for. I don't want them to brag on me. Look, if Pine Bluff beat us, they ain't gonna brag about it. They gonna forget about it by next year. But Jackson, I can't get to the end of it, man. I'm ready to beat them folks because they won't stop talking, FAMU. So those are the games when it comes to bragging rights that you got to get, because guess what? Those are your big games too. That's the game where your recruit's gonna watch at home on television.
Yeah.
That's the game where on national television in front of a crowd, it may sway a student, say, you know what, I want to go to Alabama A&M. Look how turned they was at the Magic City Classic. I didn't know they got down like that because I've always seen Alabama State get the best of them.
Yeah. So you need that. Listen, I know Dr. Bryant wants championships. That's how he rolls. Shout out to Dr. Bryant. But listen.
Did he explain to you what the expectation in year one and
he explained the expectation, but I know as an AD, you want to beat your rival. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watched.
Who do they have for homecoming this year?
Valley.
You win Valley in the Magic City, boy. You doing something over there. Hey, you doing something.
And then you got Jackson in Mobile. That's in your backyard at the Gulf Coast. So
they don't want that at home. Like, why they giving that up to not be at home?
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. But you got
Jackson here to be the home team.
Yeah, it's
okay. So this is Jackson want to do that. Okay,
I don't know. They shouldn't do it. It's a trash game. It's a trash stadium. I don't care, but whatever. But you gotta win the Scooter Bowl, okay? For God's sakes,
Scooter Bowl.
You gotta win the Scooter Bowl. Like,
where
come
the hell
on.
is that damn scooter?
Listen, if I'm Sam Shade, I'm leaning into it, okay? Because if I win, I'm passing you a scooter.
Bro,
don't give
we
a damn.
wouldn't have never got rid of that, and I'm telling you, every time we even remotely beat Jackson, we roll out that scooter. I don't give a damn who the coach. We ain't gonna never let you forget what Dion did to us at homecoming by kicking our ass and then left the scooter.
Listen, another pink one.
Matter of fact, that ought to be the trophy.
That's what I'm saying.
They take the scooter home.
Take the scooter.
That's the type of shit we need. Things have to evolve. The Scooter Bowl.
Yeah, the Scooter Bowl.
I want that in my trophy case. With Deion Sanders had signed it.
You know, that'd be tough. That'd be tough with the Sanders joint. Because listen, they got the Bell, you know, they got the Robo in the college. They got all these weird trophies that get passed back.
Nails.
Yeah, man. It's like you gotta find something in it and call it the Scooter Bowl. Get a frame, put the scooter on it or whatever, however you want to do it. But call it the Scooter Bowl. What I would do is, if I lost the scooter, I would reach out to Dion. Hey, Dion, can we get another scooter for you to sign? He probably gonna say yeah, because he like I waxed their ass, so of course I sign another scooter.
Who is SWAC if I ain't SWAC?
Come on, man. I'm
Right.
getting Dion to sign it, and we gonna frame it, and we gonna call it the Scooter Bowl. Like, let's have fun with
I
it.
had a buddy of mine, Aaron, who went to Jackson State years ago. We had been talking about coming together. We want to get the boombox. That's our trophy. Get the boombox in Southern on one side of it.
That'd be
Jackson on the other
tough.
side. And we play for the boombox every year, since that's what we want to name it.
Yeah, that's tough. Like, and you,
Give me the boombox and put it in a trophy case.
We do that. Like, we'll do that. Like, that's you need that. You need that type of stuff for college. That's what college football is all about: tradition, rivalries, and things like that to build on
And
top.
we run over there and get that damn boombox after we win, and bring that
Play that.
boombox.
Like,
Yeah.
what is it, Raheem? What's his name? Yeah,
Radio Raheem.
Radio Raheem. You know what I'm saying? Let that thing rock. So it is what it is, man. I feel like it should go. Listen, guys, the next section is gonna be a while. So if you gotta go to bed, go to bed. But we gonna get through this last section, okay? I'm telling you that right now. We talking the commish. All right. So letting y'all Bamas know, if you need to go to bed, because we getting through this last section. All right.
You know they hear about the commish.
Listen.
They ain't going to bed. This is really what they've been waiting for.
This is really what they've been sitting around. Like, he said SWAC TV on the title, so I'll try to get to it. SWAC TV. Now, we have our thoughts and opinions, and we'll get to those. But just on the basis alone, Perry, your thoughts, will it work?
For anybody out there, I want it to work. Let's start there. Because there's no reason Scotty and I come on here and we constructively criticize because of what we think should happen within this conference. And when we say what we think should happen is the content. I saw Alex Hines in here. Alex Hines within himself is SWAC TV. Tell me, if you want to find anything from the SWAC, you go to Alex Hines' YouTube. You will find a Thursday night game where it was 6 people. You will find a baseball championship. You will find a basketball, whatever you're looking for. So I know it can be done, and that's what we talked about. Why would we have to go to Alex Hines and he has to take the time out of whatever schedule or however he's recorded to do it? Why didn't we do it ourselves, especially when we signed a deal with HBCU Go and with ESPN, who are creating content, but then when the game over, we don't take that content ourselves and then put it under one umbrella. So damn, if I miss the game or if I don't have ESPN Plus, I may just as a fan want to go back and watch it. Because there's certain games I still go back and watch to this day of yesteryears.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the way I feel about this, and we had this conversation of asking, will it work? Question mark. What makes me not feel off the bat it's going to work and it's going to take some time? Because I watch SWAC Digital Media. I watch the SWAC Digital Media Network, SWAC Digital Network doing Media Day. That was an opportunity to roll out the red carpet of this is what SWAC TV is going to look like in terms of commercial spacing, programming. Hey, coming this fall, this is going to be our pregame show. Meet our host and this and that. Be sure to tune in, SWAC TV. Hey, post-game, this is our new show. Be sure to tune in the fall, SWAC TV. They didn't roll out anything except the SWAC TV promo, which was a bunch of highlights from a bunch of games from the different athletic sports. For me, that was the perfect time at Media Day to say, get to know who our crews and who our people, because if this is something he said we've been working on 3 years, when you're ready to release that at SWAC Media Day, that is the day we're going to you got the media there.
Yeah.
This is the day now we're going to roll out. This is exactly SWAC TV. This is our pregame show. This is our tailgate show. This is the programming. That was a perfect opportunity to show me that, hey, this is what we've been working on behind the scenes, and these are the people who are going to be working on it. Matter of fact, as I'm the commissioner, get to meet our program director over SWAC TV. Get to meet our content director. That way, then you get to hear from them and talk and then see what the future of this looks like. We got all these, every response was directly from the SWAC commissioner. For me to make it work, to feel like it was going to work, who is in position? I never heard him name the program director. I never heard him name who was over content creation, content director. I don't know right now. Right now it sounds good, but I just think if you was gonna roll this out, this was an opportunity to roll it out with names, people in position, and programming for it to be what it's supposed to be in the future instead of just Alex Hines' YouTube channel. Because right now that's what it sounds like it's gonna be.
I'm gonna read you what he said. He says SWAC TV has been in the works for 3 years. It is currently available for download on Roku and Apple. It puts every football game we play on some form of TV network, he said. Let me say this. Will it work? I'm on the bandwagon with Perry in saying that I hope it does. I'm hopeful because, again, it's not like we haven't talked about that, but we'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. My issue with it is, are you making a glorified HBCU go? And let me break this down because I want to give people context in what I'm saying because I don't want to come off is as a hater. I love the premise. I love the idea. I hope it works. But I need
what we're doing here, just to clarify for people, this is when you put something on the table and you have discussions.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's to the left, what's to the right? What could go right? What could go wrong? That's all this is.
Okay, let me break it down because this is I just want to give you guys how my brain works, right? Like, because people would say really quick that, oh, Scotty doesn't like anything the commissioner does. And that's not true. I don't like half-ass thought out ideas because what I'll say is this, right? And I try to keep it, I got it. I try to keep it in what I like to do is I like to give analogy on what it is, right? If a woman is dating a guy and he shows a pattern of doing something, then that's the pattern that they will expect, or they will treat him in such of the pattern. What I will say is this: the commissioner has been known to focus on headlines without the substance. I'm going to say that again. He's been known to focus on the headlines and not the substance.
Give me an example of that, Scotty.
He jumped on every platform with the SWAC Classic. Me and Perry got on here and talked about it. Me and Mr. Campbell got on here and talked about it. I'll never forget when Perry said, who the hell do you think is going to allow the Southern and Jackson game to be moved to Birmingham? If you want to move it to Dallas. If you want to move it to New Orleans. If that's where, but nobody, I will never forget you saying, you said, Scotty, nobody is going to allow you to move that game outside of home and home. And what transpired? That Classic never happened.
And initially it was supposed to be UAPB in Jackson State.
That fell through because Dion said, right? So again, what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is I'm not saying it's not going to work, but I take a pause because if you're telling me you've been working on something for 3 years, he said that. I didn't say that. He said that. I got the video to show it. He said he's working on something for 3 years. And the only thing you can bring to us is the name of the app, and that is going to be football games. But you're telling us pregame shows, studios, game day, but you're not laying out the details. And that's,
they even said it was going to be where they go to the studio where you're going to have the head SWAC football official, and he's going to be making calls on what, like when you watch the NFL and CBS and the rest of the college football, they got the guy and he's, hey, yeah, I don't think that was targeting, from my perspective, and, this is this and that. So we're talking about some major moves that was put into place that he explained that this was going to look like.
Again, listen, I know a lot of you guys are going to give me flack in the comments because a lot of you guys love your SWAC commissioner. And listen, again, it's not.
And they're saying the content is already there, Scotty.
The content of games, or because I haven't downloaded the app.
Because the content that he's saying is created by the SWAC. He's not saying the content of HBCU Go TV and ESPN. What he was saying was this is going to be SWAC based produced. What you're saying when I'm seeing people saying the content is already there, that's from ESPN and HBCU Go from their own production. Listening to the commissioner, he basically saying we're going to be in-house producing this. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah.
So the content is not already there. That's HBCU Go's content and ESPN's content.
Let me play the video so they get understanding.
We're going to continue to usher in more and more innovation and more technology. Tolly, we're going to do some pregame shows. We're going to have crews out at games, and we're going to set up, and then we're going to do a whip around. We're going to do specials. We're going to do features. All of this is going to grow. Part of our strategic plan is we're going to have a studio show where we come back into halftime and we'll go there. We're going to have the coordinative officials in that studio doing the officiating, as you see with the NFL and the NBA and the SEC, where he's now going to be able to communicate in real time with every game at the same time. They do it now, but he's at another site on the phone. We're going to have all of that set up. Again, we're going to be first class in everything we do. And again, another opportunity for SWAC TV to usher in that ability for us to enhance not only the viewership, the exposure, but even our officiating.
Shout out to Fox News for the clip. Now, this is my problem with that, right? Again, if you had been working on something for 3 years, you should be able to tell me what the pregame show is called. You should be able to tell me what the studio show is going to be called. If you're releasing this before the season, roll it out. Like, what have you, because my question is what have you been doing for 3 years? Building an app? It don't take 3 years to build an app.
The season starts in a month. We should be marketing how you market and promote. You don't market the day of the game. Hey, we're going to have this post. This was the time to roll it out and market it. Get to meet the game day crew. Get to meet the content crew. Like I'm saying, and people saying, I keep seeing it over and over. The content is there, is this, is that. But this was an opportunity where you don't leave us room to have this conversation.
You don't.
No, we got room to have the conversation because It's still a bunch of question marks.
I think this is the thing. I want to be very clear. It's two parts to what I'm about to say, because I feel like there's a lot that I don't see the money that people think is going to come. And I want to be very clear when I'm saying this, right? Because when I said, are you making a glorified HBCU Go? The reason HBCU Go is I won't say floundering. I'll say they're in between a space, is because they did not put their money into programming and show in networks like ESPN and Fox Sports. You see where they put their money. When Fox Sports first started, they gave the bag to Colin Cowherd and they gave a bag to Skip Bayless because they know programming keeps you coming back time and time again because you want to watch your show. That is the part of this that I feel like the SWAC is going to drop the bag, because what about the SWAC has ever been creative? What about the SWAC has ever, they haven't done a coach's show with Dion. They never did a coach's show with Hugh Jackson. They've never done anything outside of the box other than partnering with Fox News, and Fox News isn't creative. So again, when you're asking me, will it work? I'm like, in what aspect? If you're just talking about putting games behind an app, that will work. You got that. But if you're talking about building an audience, building a generating app of revenue, I do not see it, because they won't believe in the programming of it and building out programming and what it looks like and how it moves, and all those type of aspects have to be a part to make people come back and watch it over and over and over again.
I would have loved to hear, hey, when we had our meetings back in Florida with all the 12 member institutions, we all came together and said we looked at this as mass comm departments across the conference and streaming and everything else in athletic departments. Each school has pledged $100,000 towards mass communication or towards production. So when we work in-house, because let's look at it, damn near every school has their own media team for a band, right? We have partnered with these media teams, also sitting down with our band directors to figure out how can we generate and take that content as well from those bands and use it under the umbrella to create content. We also, these schools have all partnered, like I said before, to invest $50,000 to $100,000. Okay, we're all going to have the same idea. Everybody moving forward, streaming the game. We need this type of camera, this type of equipment. Everybody has to get this type of equipment. That way, we look uniformed across the board. When I watch a Mississippi Valley game, it ain't gonna be any difference than when I watch the FAMU game, and then from a Prairie View game to a Southern game. Uniform, this is what we look like all together, and every school has pledged to make sure we do that. On top of, with SWAC TV, we're starting a comprehensive intern program that we're going to use students from our member institutions to give them internship opportunities to come in and do broadcast work, camera work, public relations work, social media, whatever the case, where they're going to work directly with the SWAC from the member institution schools in order to build this. We're going to use everything we have from within in order to make this work. That's the type of conversation I want to hear when you roll this out, because how is it benefiting the schools besides you just streaming the game and you got content? How is it going to benefit the students and everybody else that's a part of it? Is it creating opportunity? And first of all, most of all, is it creating jobs to rake in, to bring in that money?
Okay. Now, the hater is going to come out of me, right? This is the part where people are going to say I'm hating. The timing is bad. You could say, Scotty, well, it's better late than never. The timing is absolutely ass. You do this when you have a Deion Sanders. You know why you do this when you have a Deion Sanders? Because you don't need to promote anything. You don't have to market anything. You just got to say, Deion's on it. That's it. Deion is your walking advertisement. And if you've been planning this for 3 years, 3 years ago is when you drop it, and then year 2 and year 3 you figure it out. Cause you just say, hey, listen, we gonna throw some at the wall, see if it stick. That's what that looks like. You don't do this after all your heavy hitters are gone. It doesn't make any sense, and you're doing it at a time where advertisers are completely out on black content. I'm in these advertising meetings, and this is the part where I got to just be real with y'all. The reason that this SWAC TV app is coming down the way it's coming down is because, look, ESPN is going to drop the ball on HBCU football. It's coming. I'm telling you, it's not nothing. I'm telling you, it's coming. So what they had to do is, I can't be left holding the bag and having nothing when ESPN says, we're done with you, we're good on you, or we don't want to pay you more money. So I had to have something to go get it. Now, people are going to ask me, Scotty, how are they going to make money? Well, when you do an app, listen to me now, I'm in this arena. I talk to developers every single day. I talk to ad guys every single day. When you're in this world of app and development, you got programmatic ads and you got insertion orders. Insertion orders are like the big ads you see with Walgreens or McDonald's or whatever. Programmatic ads is what you see on Hulu, right? Like 10-second this and 10 seconds. That's a programmatic ad, right? When you do advertising video on demand, which is what this app is, you have to make money in programmatic and insertion orders. Again, who is going to come? You talk about, you have these advertisers. Who? You have all black content. Donald Trump is anti-DEI. So what advertisers are going to beat down your door other than what you already have, which is GM, Pepsi, and Cricket? So explain to me how you're going to make tons of money. Why do you think HBCU Go is going through right here, right now? They're going through the same problem. They're not getting money from advertisers to support what they're trying to do. So that's why they're having the hiccups that they're having. I'm telling you, this is 3 years too late. And what should have been done, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to keep saying it, and I'll play the video right after it. This should have been a paid app. I do not care what anybody says. This should have been a paid app. If you telling me that all you ninjas can go pay $11.99 for ESPN, You telling me you can't come over here and pay $9.99 for all the SWAC games you want? Unlimitless replay, on demand, old games, new games, programmatic programming, whatever. You're telling me.
And I think that's where he bit off too much he can chew, maybe in this, where he could have just kept it simple. What they say, keep it stupid simple.
Yeah.
He could have just kept it simple. Hey, right now, all we're focused on is building the foundation. That's just putting the games there and let's start there. But he started adding more and more and more and more and more. And it was like, all right, can we handle that? And if we can, how are we going to fund that? How are we going to pay for these things that if it was that easy, we would have been doing them? I just think it should have just been simple, because while you was adding more and more and more and more and more, you wasn't rolling out anything to back it up. We're going to do these shows where here's the show. That should have been playing all during the commercials.
Dog, that first game day show, whatever you going to bring, that should have been the show. Now, I'm not going to go into my off-script rant because my brother Perry's here, and I don't want him to be associated with my foolishness. And I'll do that at another time about content creators that we somehow have in this space, but then everybody want to act like I ain't the guy and my boy Perry ain't the guy, like we can't do it. But that's neither here nor there. And I'm going to be honest.
Talk about HBCU TV that miraculously turned into SWAC TV.
Can we play the video? Can I play the video?
You got it.
Give you Bama's the visuals. Give you a little HBCU TV. Okay, now, talking and collaborating with my consultant here, we came up with a few things that will be the pillar of HBCU TV. You have your bands, you got the marching, you got the 0 quarter, 5th quarter battle of the bands. You have student content, your probates, your Pretty Wednesdays, your short stories, right? There's guys and girls that are in there that are your future Spike Lees, right? They're your future director X's, right? This is what you're looking for, because what you looking for, I got what you looking anyway. So, if you have these creative people on tap already, why? Let me say this. There's a kid on an HBCU campus, right, that currently can do the exact same thing Country Wayne is doing with his little soaps. I don't want to say little because they make him a lot of money. With his soaps that he does on Facebook. He could do that in his own HBCU campus. There's guys or gals that can do that. In live sports, let me tell y'all this. How would you feel if every basketball game was behind one paywall? Now, Perry, I don't know if you can see it. At the bottom right there, that's a year ago. Not 3 days ago, not 2 months ago. That is a year ago, and literally all they did was erase HBCU and slap SWAC TV on it.
I mean, Jesus, it could have been what you said, SWAC Plus, SWAC in Demand. Like, it was a plenty. It just went SWAC TV. Like, come on. Like, how obvious are we tripping to make it to put ourselves in this position and say, is it obvious kind of where the concept come from?
Let me be very clear. See, I see what somebody's saying. Somebody said, my boy Rod Ton, shout out to him. He said charging $29.99, you'll get 32 subscriptions. And let me explain to you why I went with the price range. Because all of it's not just sports. See, that's what you're missing. The reason we could charge more for HBCU TV because it's SWAC and MEAC, all the bands, student content, and live sports. It's not just SWAC. It was a merging of the two to get everything HBCU underneath of it. So $19.99 would have been nothing. It would have been nothing. I pay $89.99 for YouTube TV.
And I thought y'all support y'all black colleges. Now we got question marks. We can't support black colleges spending $30. We can't spend $30 to support a black college.
That's crazy to me.
It's not just one. It's the whole damn Come on, bro.
And then I also said in this same, and we also said in the same one is that you could then, the pricing would have differed depending on how much you got, right? So if you just wanted bands, the bands was going to cost you a price. If you wanted just no different than a bundle that Disney does with ESPN, right? So if you get ESPN and Hulu, if you get ESPN, Hulu, and this, it's all the same thing, and you had to be in the same price range. So yes, if it wanted to be $15.99, $14.99, $19.99, it did not matter. My only thing is you should have made people pay for this app because they were already used to paying for ESPN to watch the games.
And you know who else using this content? Go to look at those HBCU Instagram pages. You know what I'm talking about? Like HBCU Pride Nation, HBCU Buzz, and all that. What they doing? They just clipping content from people at HBCUs where you see somebody in the cab, where you see somebody on a strolling outside or whatever they union. Just go at any given time, people. Just go scroll those HBCU Instagram pages and just look at all the content that they're just clipping from all over the place. They're not there creating that content. They're just basically secondary. You create it, we'll use it. And we'll push it out there and get thousands of likes and shares and everything else. So my whole point is, just like they're using it, there's content creators everywhere around all of these schools. To where if you put this under one umbrella, you telling me $30 to support it is too much for you to support it. But we're talking about support here. We didn't say $100. We're talking about $30, and that's a problem. If $30 is a problem, then we got a problem overall. Well, this is just some shit we shouldn't be doing anyway. Because clearly there's not going to be an audience for it. But the SWAC see us an audience just like we see us an audience for it. There are people out there who just simply watch band videos all day.
All day.
There are some people out there who want to see the cheerleaders and the dancers. I mean, this day and age, the way that the dancers have taken off, people don't even watch band videos for the band no more. They simply want to see the dancers. Imagine if you do a show just simply like the Alabama Stingettes. You do the show for the J-Sets. You do a show for the Dancing Dog. Do you know how many views, stuff like that? That's the type of content that we're talking. People want to see that. That's what they're watching.
Perry,
go on YouTube if you don't believe me. It's getting hundreds of thousands of views.
Perry, I got a section for you. I'm kind of springing this on you because he doesn't know this is coming, but I got a new section for you, Perry. It's called If Perry Ran the SWAC.
Oh.
If Perry ran the SWAC, tell us, Perry. If you
Commissioner Perry White.
Commissioner Perry White.
Well, let me button up one more button. Okay. First of all, if I was the commissioner of the SWAC, what I would look at is how do we bring everybody under one accord? What I've noticed, it seems like overall we got a general idea, but then out of that general idea, everybody does their own thing. For me, we all can't do our own thing. We have to have a consensus understanding for everybody together of what that same thing looks like. For me, we got to start somewhere. If I'm the commissioner, my job is athletics, nothing more, nothing less. Your job at the school is education.
Yeah.
My job is athletics. Now, what I'm going to do is, out of athletics, I'm going to build opportunities out of education, because it goes back to what I just said with SWAC TV. I'm looking to see what kind of experience can I give the students out of our conference in terms of firsthand experience to build the brand of our conference. Nobody better to do that than the young people who will understand the evolution of social media, the phones, kids on their phones all day. They know exactly what it is they're looking for, what's entertaining them. Can't nobody, dad and granddaddy, tell me what it is they're looking for. Because I'm only going on there to see if the restaurant open. What time the restaurant open? So we got to call and see if they open. The kids will pull up the menu and show you all the food. Look at this food. This guy went there and reviewed the food. Look at what he had there. Look what he eat. We got to tap into our young people to realize, how do we give them experiences from on camera, off the camera, production, whatever the case, everything that is, so the kids are informed in terms of the SWAC office. One of the main things, especially for me, because football is the front door for all of our institutions, and having this conversation, I would switch up SWAC Media Day. For me, I will put the SWAC and the MEAC, because let me get y'all to think like me, because you know I'm outside the box. I know this may ruffle some of y'all world. It may shake you up a little bit. But at the end of the day, haven't we as the SWAC and the MEAC basically said it's us and then it's nobody else? We have put ourselves in a position for the Celebration Bowl and the MEAC SWAC Challenge, and everything else in between there is simply us. If it's me, because first of all, I feel like the SWAC, along with what you said before, is already late to the party. The SWAC should have been taking this thing on the road because, once again, let me tell you something, people. Remember, we are the SWAC. We are in the South, from Texas to Florida. Do you know what markets we have in the South from Texas to Florida? We got one of our biggest games, not only in the SWAC, but in FCS, the State Fair Classic, that's played where? In Dallas. You got two HBCUs who have big games in Houston. Look at those two markets in Houston and Dallas alone. Why don't we take our brands there and make those brands familiar with these big markets? In between there, what do you have? New Orleans. In between there, what do you have? Memphis. You play the Southern Heritage with UAPB and Alcorn. It's an all SWAC affair this year. You got Jackson, Mississippi, the biggest market aside from Biloxi in Mississippi. Of course, you got Birmingham. You got Mobile. You got Montgomery. Then you right there in Atlanta. Hell, you even got Florida. You got Orlando in Florida, which is what? Where the Florida Class. You are in all of these markets where you got to make those markets know who you are and take your show on the road. But we done missed that window of opportunity. So now where we are is, it seems that we're settling in solely on Atlanta. We're going to start in the A and end it with A. Isn't that the mantra now?
That's the mantra.
Start in the A and end it in the A. So if we're going to be in partnership with the MEAC, why not just make this one huge event, MEAC, SWAC? Because basically what everybody's been talking about, this so-called super conference, right? If the MEAC does not sustain itself, how are we going to make this work? Well, the MEAC need a boost from us anyway, if that's the case. But at the same time, we need a boost from them. It's both. Some ways we can work with each other. Let's just take this show to Atlanta and make it a 3-day affair. Day one, we start with the SWAC West, or whoever the hell. In the middle of that is 6 teams in the SWAC East, it's 6 teams in the SWAC West, it's 6 teams in the MEAC. Day one, we do SWAC East West. In the middle of that, we do the MEAC, and on the third day, you do East West, whoever the case may be. And you know what you do by the time it's all said and done? We're going to end it with the MEAC SWAC Challenge press conference. We're going to talk about the team that's coming up to play this year in the game. We're going to talk about the 2 teams that played last year in the Celebration Bowl from the MEAC and SWAC, and we're going to unveil who plays in the next year game from the MEAC and the SWAC. Let's work together and push. And guess what? When we do this Black College Hall of Fame banquet, guess what you do? You have it while you got all of these schools, these teams in town. Now you got your players. Everybody get to be a part of the event together. 3-day event. There's plenty of time to get all the content you want and just make it work under one umbrella in Atlanta. What is it? The College Football Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
You take that Atlanta market and we're going to work the hell out of this market. And for me, I just think, once again, people, things continue to evolve. For the Celebration Bowl to continue to be successful, it's going to take the MEAC and the SWAC to work together. We got to hype each other up. Plus, you know what that does for us if we do this together? This then puts us in those markets that the MEAC typically hogs. We can be in DC now. We can be in Philly. We can be in Charlotte. We can get up that East Coast seaboard all the way to Delaware because we're together with it the same way with the MEAC. They'll be able to get into our markets now, the Dallas, the Houston. At the end of the day, people, that's what this is about. Branding and marketing. And if I think for the future, for me, the future would be, let's come together, let's work this out. Let's use Atlanta since we both start in the A and end with the A. And we'll end this thing with the MEAC SWAC Challenge press conference with everybody there, hyping up the next year game and working together to get all of the content that we need for both conferences leading into the first game and the last game of the season, and working together for us to know. Because in the SWAC, we need to know what's going on in the MEAC, right?
Yeah.
Our champion is going to be playing in for a Black College National Championship. A lot of us in the SWAC are unfamiliar with what's going on in the MEAC.
That's fair.
The same way a lot of people in the MEAC are unfamiliar with what's going on in the SWAC. Why? We should know everything that's going on in the MEAC if I know what's going on in the SWAC. The same way they should know everything going on in the SWAC if they know what's happening in the MEAC. And put all of these coaches together and make it one big event. It's only us anyway, so why not for us, by us?
That's fair. And that was if Perry ran the SWAC.
And at the end of the day, it's allowing the MEAC to still be the MEAC, where we're not infringing on them in terms of business practices, in terms of how they operate their conference. But at the end of the day, we still got to work together, SWAC and MEAC. We got to do that. And if the game continues to change all around us, everybody's just so scared to do something different, bro. I mean, in this space that you would think from HBCUs and educated people to be innovative and evolve and want to learn that how is everybody evolving to realize what's going to happen in the future. You go to a company that's making billions of dollars, they are already looking at planning 15, 20 years ahead of the game because the product may have to switch up. I got a buddy, one of my neighbors is one of the top guys for Entergy. Entergy, of course, the light company. Entergy just sold off their natural gas division because people ain't getting natural gas. They ain't running gas in the house like they used to. How many people still using gas stoves and gas heaters? For the vast majority, people are using electric stoves. Yeah. Everybody's pretty much central heating air these. It's the thing is, Entergy had to have that mindset of us keep carrying this. What is this going to do for us?
Yeah.
The plan 5-10 years down the line, all right, we got to make a decision to pivot. Maybe we can sell that off and then use that to invest more into our power supply side. We got to start to be able to have these thoughts and conversations when it comes to us, our brands, and our institutions and realize what worked 10, 15 years ago, how long you think that's going to last? And why do you get nervous to switch up?
I think the thing that bothers me is you're always behind the 8 ball when you work like that, right? Because as everybody else is leading the pack and doing something different, you're just straggling behind, picking up the crumbs that were left behind and surviving off that. I'll say this. What bothers me is this, and the commissioner says it all the time, and it really irks my nerves when he says, you know, he made a post about something about like the Power 4 schools really like that he opted in his whole conference, and how did you do that? There is not one P4 conference that is looking at the SWAC and saying, oh, I really love what you're doing down there. That's not happening. And what's even worse to me is that the MEAC and the SWAC are so connected, so intertwined, but they don't move like that. Like the Big Ten and the SEC are like, listen, guys, how we gonna make this thing work for us? We the big dogs. Let's make this thing work for us. And everybody else, they get in where they fit in. And to me, that's the mindset that HBCU should be when it comes to FCS football. Hey, listen, how can we make our product better? We lead in attendance. We get the most fans. We got viewers. We do this. We got crazy attendance. How do we grow our product? Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. How do we grow our product and our brand the right way in partnership or understanding one another? Because
maximizing what you have in front of you. Because the first thing people always say, well, you want to compare to the other FCS conference. Well, obviously we have something that they don't. It shouldn't even be close for who we are, not the brand. Because of course, we're not talking about, obviously, whatever it is that people like about our athletics isn't always the brand of what you're going to get on the court, the diamond, or the football field.
Yeah.
There seems to be something more special about it. And let's be honest, it's really football. It falls off drastically once you get past football. Next up is basketball. And after basketball, what? A little baseball? Yeah. How many people in here ever been to a SWAC baseball tournament?
I went when it went to Georgia Tech. For
the vast majority, just like I saw somebody say, well, all the people I know got gas. So ain't nobody talking about who you know. It goes beyond you. It's the grand scheme. Does that make sense?
But that's
because you make it minute to think about you and your friends. Like, okay, how many people you know? 20 people? And we're talking about millions of people.
But that's the mindset that walks into the SWAC offices and these HBCU conferences, and they think so small. Because to me, I look at it like this. This is I know a lot of you, and Perry, give me some time to cook on this one, because I really want to understand what these apps really mean and how this stuff works, because it's not very high level thinking, but it's just a high level process, right? What happens is this: when you go into these apps and you do these certain type of things, the reason the SEC network and that stuff works is because ESPN is in partnership. That, like, the Big Ten, Fox, the Big Ten and the Fox, they're partial owners in the Big Ten network, right? So they have an investment in it working. The SEC network and ESPN have an investment in it working, right? So there are certain things that happen. Now, this is the kicker, and what I want people to understand. The only reason the SWAC TV is able to do what it does, and this one I'm asking for some grace, because I'm prophesying. I'm kind of thinking outside the box. I'm thinking further than what the actual proof is because HBCU Go gave them the A-OK, right? Because HBCU Go is pretty much saying, hey, we can't show all that stuff, even though we own it, because they own it. I can bring up the article. They paid for all the media rights, pay-per-view, video on demand, they own it, flat out. So the SWAC and the HBCU Go had to make an arrangement to say, hey, I know you have our media rights. Hey, whatever games you don't show, can we keep them? Can we do this? Can we do that? Right? And that's where they're at with that right now. That's why you see the HBCU Go schedule the way that it is, because, again, they have a higher production cost, because they're not just like ESPN where you just shoot the feed to ESPN and they shoot the game off, right? That's why you be like, why the scoreboard bad and why this and why the graphics? It's because they're just sending the feed to ESPN and ESPN shoots it out. The thing for me is this. I want to be very clear. I don't think there is going to be any money in this. And when I mean money, I'm talking about like media money, like true media dollars, right? To where you're like, man, Scotty, we're getting $3 million to school. Ain't happening. Ain't happening. I'm telling you that right now. It's not happening. But what this app will allow, what I've been saying for the last 3 years, it would allow the SWAC to track its own analytics. That is the biggest part of this. I've been in ad meetings where they're saying, how many device IDs do you have coming through? How many? Give me the timestamps. Give me the IP addresses. How many people are, coming through your app? And the more you do that, the more the SWAC can get the analytics to then take to advertisers and say, hey, listen, we do $5 million in a month. We do $6 million in a month. We do $8 million in a month. And now the advertiser's like, oh, okay. That's how this thing makes money. But just based off what it is right here, right now, that's why I said Dion was so important. Because what Dion would have done is Dion would have shot your analytics through the roof. All the viewership that ESPN was getting when they got the bump in subscriber pay and all that, because that's the only way you could watch SWAC games was on ESPN Plus. That's the only way you could watch Dion was on ESPN Plus. That's why their subscriptions went through the roof. That was the same play the SWAC should have done with Hugh Jackson and Deion Sanders. But that play is done. So now you're asking the commissioner and his people to market when they've never been good at it. They've never been good at it. Even when Deion was here, they never were good at it. Deion did all the marketing. Jackson State did all the marketing. Bucky did all your marketing for you. SWAC wasn't doing any marketing. It was the headlines. Huh? Barstool was doing the marketing. It was Eddie Robinson Jr. with the he ain't SWAC, I'm SWAC that blew up. You're asking people to do things they've never been good at. That's why I feel the way I feel about the SWAC TV app. That I'm just I'm a little shaky.
Nonetheless, I think you and I can appreciate that at least it's a start. I just think although it's a start, maybe too much was said and not enough backing it up, because for me, I would have just been okay with him saying SWAC TV This is now a platform all of our games and everything is going to be on. Like, finally, we got at least something I can reference if I want to go find something out the SWAC, right?
Yeah.
Now, aside from that, once again, play the video again if you can. What was all the stuff he started naming?
Got you.
We've embraced it, and we're going to continue to usher in more and more innovation and more technology. Tolly, we're going to do some pregame shows. We're going to have crews out at games, and we're going to set up, and then we're going to do a whip around. We're going to do specials. We're going to do features. All of this is going to grow. Part of our strategic plan is we're going to have a studio show where we come back into halftime, and we'll go there. We're going to have the coordinative officials in that studio doing the officiating, as you see with the NFL and the NBA and the SEC, where he's now going to be able to communicate in real time with every game at the same time. They do it now, but he's at another site on the phone. We're going to have all of that set up. Again, we're going to be first class in everything we do. And again, another opportunity for SWAC TV to usher in that ability for us to enhance not only the viewership, the exposure, but even our officiating.
But can I say something real quick, though, P? How can you usher in something new when it's already been done? That's the part I'm like you're not reinventing the wheel. You're just 5 years behind everybody else who's already been doing it. So instead of you saying, because again, you should have did this during Deion. Okay, year one, you missed out. That's year two. I don't care what you had to do. You had to drop that on media day. Had to. I don't give a damn if the app was like stuttering. You got to give me something. Because again, what Deion does is like for my platform, right? Deion brought people to watch me, and then after Deion leaves, it's their choice to continue to still watch me, but they know about me. That's half the battle is you know about me. Now, whether you choose to watch it,
a lot of people didn't survive when Deion left.
Because again, it is your job to keep that audience. It's your job to keep, and that's my thing is like, you're asking the SWAC to do a lot. You're asking the SWAC to gather new viewers and then keep new viewers. Where they've had a problem gathering new viewers and marketing to new viewers. I've been preaching about pregame shows and game day shows for 3 years. Coaches shows, been preaching about that. But again, it's everything is done in such a lazy fashion that it's just like, do you really believe in what you're talking about to really put the money? Because that's what it's going to cost. It's going to cost you something. You got to put the money behind it and to put the effort. And again, who is your director of programming and who is the content? And again, I'm going to say this, and I mean this, and I don't want people to feel like, oh, Scott, listen, I have no ill will with the commissioner. Do I agree with him? No. Do I always agree with him? No. I think some things he does well, whatever. My issue is this, is that I feel like a lot of stuff is just half done, half baked, half thought out. But again, if you're looking for content and you need content to go on the app, why not reach out to people that are already doing content on YouTube about the SWAC? And that's my pitch. Go ahead, P.
Well, I'm in agreement with you, and I want to hear more about how the students can be a part of this to grow. Once again, that's what I wanted to hear. We're going to use students with some of these games, with some of these shows. We're going to use students running some of these cameras. This is how it's going to work per school. Like, I heard an overview, but I didn't. And the thing about it is, I think that space at SWAC Media Day is so safe. People just so happy to get the information, but then don't ask any questions.
Facts.
The same thing like with the SWAC Classic. He was everywhere. Everybody got it, but then nobody acts like what? Like, and what's wrong with us asking questions? Like, does that scare people? The fact that we question that you tell me the sky is blue and I want to know why the sky is blue. You say, I believe a man walked on the moon, and then people say, well, I don't believe a man walked on the moon. Well, questions have to be asked. I recently heard a question that was kind of, a conspiracy. Did Adolf Hitler really kill himself, or did they do enough to just, after whatever happened, when they say the Russians, the Soviets closed in, he faked his death and went to South America. But nobody has the body. Nobody ever saw the. So it's like you ask questions, because if somebody just tell you something, you'll just take it, right? And you'll just go on and be like, well, I don't know. So-and-so said that. Well, there's nothing wrong with asking questions, I think, in the manner that we do, because at the end of the day, that's how ideas are formed. Any company out there, you put something on the table, and people have to go back and forth to be able to have questions to ask the what ifs, the whys. If it don't work, if it do work, better explain that to me. Give me an understanding. And I think at the end of the day, that's okay for what we're doing. We don't have to apologize that for anybody because they feel like that may ruffle somebody's feathers. What the thing is, we heard something that we put out there a year ago. And that because we heard something that we put out there a year ago and we see it rolled out now in SWAC TV. Now what I'm hearing is you got me excited because this is what we said needed to be done in the first place. But now that I'm excited, it's like we missing some stuff. Like I hear you. Yeah, I want to buy that car wash up the street, but last I checked, you ain't had no money to buy a washer and dryer in your own house. You want to go from a washer and dryer to a car wash. That makes sense?
Yeah, yeah.
And you telling me all these lavish ideas, man, this car wash, man, we're going to clean cars. You can come get your hair cut up there. We're going to have a beauty shop. You can get your shoes shined. You can get some gas up there. Hey, we're going to have a food truck outside like that. Hey, that sounds good. How you going to get that building? How you going to renovate it? How you know, not only that, how you going to get all the stuff that you need in order to make it successful? Do I have should I not ask those questions? Or should I just be so excited? Or should I be so excited I just roll with what you say, like, hey, that boy gonna get. How many times folks been told you they gonna do something and they did a damn thing, but they got come with promise? It sounds like they can give you the world and the moon if they could, right?
If they could.
Scotty, hey, boy, I'm gonna invest this into this right here, boy. I'm gonna put this into that right there. And you sitting back looking like, okay. But then in due time, you like, sounded good. And a lot of people, especially, that's how they get you. They make it sound good. But then over time, you just see, okay, where's the work? And we can't help but ask the questions because before we saw SWAC Football Classic, you telling me Birmingham will tell me anybody that go to that game can keep what you want as long as you buy hotels, you buy gas, you support our local businesses, whatever you make at that game. Don't you think everybody would have jumped on that? That would be. Why did Southern and Bethune-Cookman play in Jacksonville when hell they could have played in Birmingham and kept whatever money that was brought to the table? Every promoter around the country should be like, shit, I'm going to find 2 SWAC schools and I'm going to put that together and have that in Birmingham. But in the case of asking about it, it's wrong. But then when you ask about it, you find out why wasn't it never successful when the city of Birmingham said they was with the SWAC office to make this work. And I thought the schools were on board, but nobody never took the opportunity to play it, considering that it was supposed to be no matter who played. I don't give a damn if you made $200 at the door. Hey, both teams get to split and take that $200 to the house.
Let me say this real quick, Pete. Listen, man, you guys have never done a strategic plan, right? Like, if okay. First of all, a lot of you haven't given a presentation. Some of y'all have not given a presentation because if you saying it's a phase, that's what you say in the presentation. Hey, we're going to roll this out in phases. Phase 1, we're just focused on the games right now. Next year, the foundation. Next year, phase 2, we're looking to add game day and have a studio and do. That is how you give a presentation. That is how you break down. Again, a lot of you ninjas don't look outside of the SWAC to see what the standard looks like. I dare you to go watch SEC Media Day and how the commissioner breaks down where the SEC is and how they're trying to get it going forward. That is what it looks like. Hey, we're here. We're trying to get here. We're moving in this direction to get here. We in the next 2 or 3 years, we're going to look to see if we get here. Like, that's what a strategic plan looks like. He's saying the words, but he's not breaking it down in a strategic plan because the timeline is not there.
He's not giving us metrics. He's just throwing a lot of ideas at us. And it's like, For the person who's excited, oh man, that sounds great. But for the people like us who's sitting back, we like, damn, I'm glad you're doing it, but how is this going to work? It's because it's like, can you handle all this at one time? Because if you could, you would have rolled a lot of this out right here at Media Day.
Right here on the Media Day.
Because you've been working on it 3 years. We ready to release these shows. This is our programming base.
This is our programming base.
This is programming. This is the shows. This is who's working on it.
Even if you don't have the talent, you could have the show titles of, hey, we got this coming down the pipeline. Be on the lookout for this. Mid-season we'll be looking to drop this. That's what it looks like. And what's so sickening, and I say it every time I get on this freaking platform, is treat the SWAC like you would treat your job. You would not have an employee come up to you and tell you what the commissioner just told you without metrics and dates and times. When do you see this? When do you foresee this happening? When do you foresee this going down? Give me a 90-day window. Give me a 60-day window. Why do you guys give this guy, and this is the part that makes me so irate, you guys give him just let it play out. But you wouldn't do that to your employee. You're talking about a commissioner of a conference making over $300,000. He is a C-suite executive. And you're telling me that he cannot present himself in a fashion to lay out the landscape of what a phased plan of SWAC TV looks like. I'm sick and tired of people making excuses for this man. Like, he's not making $80,000. He's not making entry-level money. He's making $300,000, and you guys let him slide every single time with no accountability to say, hey, what is this going to look like? How is this going to benefit our schools? Where do you see the money? How do you see, what is the revenue base look like? Because don't you do projections? If I'm building an app, shouldn't I have a projection of the cost analysis of, hey, I paid this, I'm looking to make this. I'm trying to 5x my money, 3x my money, 6x my money.
Something else? SWAC TV should be played at every SWAC school. It should be in the union, on TV. Come on, man. There's so many other ways we just missed here in which, hey, we got a partnership. Every school in the conference is going to have this plan in their union. They're going to have this plan in the building. If they got their own cable or got their own channel on campus, because most schools have their own channel, hey, it's going to be played on it like, hey, we're going to roll this out every alumni base. Like, the schools themselves, athletic departments didn't even pub this like it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
This should have been a broad, if you come together, it's called SWAC TV. It's 12 schools in the SWAC stretching from Texas to Florida. This should have been pushed. When this dropped, every school should have said, this is how we take a part into SWAC TV. It should have been massive how this was pushed and how it's going to help the students, the institutions. It's going to be played on campus. It was just like, this is just something else to do. Everybody don't seem to be bought into it the same. And that's what I go back when you asked was out of commissioner. At some point, we got to have this idea how we work together. It's like, hey, we're going to do it this way over here. We'll do it this way. Why aren't we doing it the same way together?
That's a great point, JT. We still working in silos. That's a great show, by the way. I don't know if anybody's seen that on Apple TV. Silos is actually a really great show. Final points, Perry, before we get up out of here, man. I know we ran late.
Yeah, we did. But, at the end of the day, man, I'm glad to be back. It's almost football season. We almost here, man. I'm glad to be back on here with you, man. It's been a while since we've done this. And here we are. And I want everybody to understand, I am excited that SWAC TV is getting off the ground.
Yeah.
I am. At the end of the day, this is what we talked about. Do you think we hate because they finally do it? We don't give ideas for them to finally do it and then be like, well, we don't want them to do it now. I am ecstatic about SWAC TV. I just want to see what direction it's going to go. And do you got people in this space all around you? Do we use them? Do you use that? Do you go to the bench for the starter and act like you ain't never got no backups? Some point you got to use the whole team, right? Starters get gas. Your backup is just as good as your starter, correct?
That's what they say.
It takes a collective of teams, and I'm saying that because there's 12 member institutions in this conference. It's thousands of people at each one of these schools where we can all work together. And at the end of the day, I want to see it be successful. I hope and pray that it is successful. If there's a way we could even work on it and work together with it, I mean, why not? But at the end of the day, I just think people out there, stop getting your panties in the wad because somebody has a question and it questions the status quo. It goes against somebody that you feel shouldn't be questioned, or you know, oh, you're gonna hurt their feelings, or you shouldn't be asking that. Who are you to ask that? Why would you ask that? Get that out your mind, because at the end of the day, if that's the mindset we're taking, HBCUs then must not be that innovative. The SWAC must not be that innovative. The Black community must not be that innovative if it's always got to be some way because somebody said it and we supposed to believe it because that's somebody said it, without having honest conversation. Anybody that knows the scientific method, you start with a hypothesis. Then you conduct the experiment. You read and analyze your data. Then you look at your data. You come together and you form your conclusion. Now, when you form your conclusion, you look at the results. Did the results match the hypothesis? The hypothesis is what I thought, but the results gave you exactly what it was.
Yeah.
In the midst of that, you have to have questions, because guess what? You got to run different tests. Different tests are going to bring up questions. Well, how did it fail here? What made it work here? That's how we got to look at it. You said that to everybody doing presentations and analyzing things. That's how we got to look at this. What are we analyzing? We're forming a hypothesis on maybe what it could and maybe what it should look like. But at the end of the day, we got to do the research. We got to ask the questions, and then we got to get the results. And then when we get the conclusions and present the results, did it go the way that we said it was going to go? And I think when we look at that, that's what came down to the SWAC Football Classic. It didn't go the way it was supposed to go. So now you're upset because somebody asked those questions, and then the questions turned out to not go the way that you thought it was supposed to go in your hypothesis. Now you mad, but it just didn't work out. Accept that. Move on. Learn from that. And I think at the end of the day, we got to be able to be understanding of that when it comes to constructively criticizing our administration, our alumni, when it comes to our athletics, and as well as all the way to the SWAC commission and anything else that involve our schools. Don't be afraid. As the great Bob Marley said, get up, stand up for your rights. You got a right to ask a question.
That's fair.
And you got a right to challenge anything that you want. Do that. Don't be afraid, because when you're scared, people will diminish you and you will never have a voice, and you will let people run all over you and do whatever they want. And for us, clearly, you see Scotty and I don't operate that way. We ask questions. You say something and don't make, we're going to ask you a million questions. What's wrong? Help me understand. Because clearly I'm curious. And because I'm curious, I want to know so I can better see how can I help assist and facilitate whatever idea it is that you have. Because at the end of the day, Scotty, they can call you a hater all you want. At the end of the day, I think you really do want best for the SWAC. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't dare put out an idea and tell them. Would you?
No.
All right.
That wouldn't make much sense. And man, some solid points, Perry. Let me say this. What my issue only becomes this is if you lay out a plan really well, if you don't have the questions, what a well-established plan, what it might lack in questions, you see it as I can't wait to see what that looks like, right? Because a lot of the questions you would want to ask, because it's so convoluted or it's just left to the imagination. If you roll it out in the right way, a lot of me and Perry get on here and say, man, I like what he was talking about. Let's see how it rolls. Like, let's see what he does with it. Because again, the proof is going to be in the pudding. Now, again, is the commissioner going to get back in front of you and tell you if it failed or not? No. There's no accountability for that. Is he going to get out there and say how much money he'd raise for advertising? No. There's no accountability for that. While SEC and Big Ten to tell you all day how much money they're getting for their media rights, it's a secret in the SWAC.
Boy, don't ask nobody. I mean, they'll be talking smooth to you. Yeah, man, you know it's this, and then you bring that up, boy, they'll go around. It's like they lost all their senses. You can't make sense out of nobody.
Now, this is the part to me that is funny to me. People will be in my chat, in my inbox, and talking about, well, Scotty, we got the best deal possible. So why don't you want to talk about it? If you're telling me that you got the best media rights deal in all of FCS, then why wouldn't you want to brag about that? You brag about attendance. You brag about championships. You brag about being this and being the SWAC conference and being that. So why would you not want to brag about being a top-level FCS conference with top-level media dollars? That just doesn't make any sense to me, because you brag about everything else, but you won't brag about that which everybody cares about, which is how much money are you making off your media rights. So again, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to leave it at this. I want the SWAC TV to work. I think it has a lot of potential, but I think it has potential to go both ways. It could become HBCU Go Part 2, or you can make it into a true Hulu and Netflix to where you have programming and documentaries and shows and short stories and you know, real live interviews and all those history lessons. Like, you could really, really, really dive deep, because the SWAC TV name is so broad that as long as it has something to do with the SWAC, that's all that matters. It's SWAC TV, right? It could be anything. It could be alums who have great jobs or have great businesses that you want to do a short story on. It could be multitudes of things that promote how well the SWAC is, right? First woman to do this, first male to do this, first person to do this, first person to attend this, history lessons on each school. You could do all that within SWAC TV. That's why it works the way it works. But again, is that the vision? Are people seeing that as the vision, or are people just so stuck on live sports that they don't get past it? Because I'm telling you, and I promise you this, if it's only for live sports, it will not work, because people are going to treat it just like HBCU Go. When football season is here, they watch. When football season is done, they don't watch. And you can say, oh, Scotty, I'll watch basketball. Yeah, not to the extent of what football is. You won't watch baseball to the extent of football. There's no chat.
And we'll do a show, baseball and basketball, and see what the views like compared to football.
Again, right? So it's not like there's a chat element inside of this app to where you're building a community to where you feel like you're meeting people and, you know, getting in camaraderie and all. It's not that. So again, you're strictly doing it as a Netflix and Hulu style. So you have to have the content to back it up. It can't just be the same old games all the time. And why? Oh, we got this. I'm telling you. Listen, I'm telling you. So, but again, I hope it works. I truly hope they find the right talent to push these contents. It comes down to really having good programming and good content to push this thing to the next level, so people want to come back and watch it and get people hooked into it. But other than that, man, that's it, man. And I hope Dr. Charles gets it going.
I think it's gonna be nothing more than Alex Hines' YouTube channel.
Shout out to Alex.
Yeah. Hey, Alex, hey, listen, bro. I look at your channel all the time. That's why I'm a fan of your. If anybody, they should have called Alex Hines and said, hey, how do we even remotely start to get this going? Like, hey, I mean, he thought about this before anybody. But, you know, I think that's all it's going to be, Scotty, in my opinion, to start off with. And that's okay if that's what it is. I think it's just going to be just games dropped in there, just a plethora of games. And you can just go back at it. It's going to be an archive basis. All it's going to be, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. It's just archive of, you want to go back and watch the cross country SWAC championship. You want to go back and watch the any of the baseball tournament game. I think that's all it's going to be, basically, in my opinion. For now, it's ESPN just going to be.
It's a glorified ESPN Classic.
That's all it is. SWAC Classic TV. Of the past, current, and that's it. They're going to get their games from ESPN and HBCU Go TV. And when those games are over on Sunday or Monday, they're going to probably be uploaded to SWAC TV so you can go back and watch it on demand. And if that's a start, then let's do that. And I'm okay with that. At least now we got somebody can go back and under one umbrella and watch it.
Facts. And not jump around here, there, and everywhere.
How does this then? I know we about to get out of here, but how does this then work for the paywalls that the schools already have?
Woo! See, now you're getting now you're diving deep because again, if the games that are not supposed to be, because remember, if it's not broadcast on SWAC TV, you can still control that game, right? The school can still control that game. But if SWAC TV has it and it gets put behind SWAC TV, which is a free entity, then the Hornet, that Jack State Sports Network, and that, because again, okay, let me break this down to you guys in the simpler terms. All those networks become the Longhorn Network. And let me explain this real quick. What happens is this. The Longhorn Network, when they were with the Big 12, they couldn't play the game, right? ESPN owned the games. What they would do is build everything ancillary around the games, the talk shows, the insider, the behind the scenes. So a lot of your sports and the Jack State Sports Network, the Southern Sports Network, the Alabama Hornet Network, that stuff now has to become all behind the scenes stuff. It has to all become all behind the scenes of the game and this and that, because they can't show the game because why? It's on SWAC TV. But then you got to talk about, and what Perry is alluding to is, how are they, because they're missing out on money now. Money that would have went directly to Jackson or to Alabama State or to Southern or to Alabama A&M is now going to SWAC TV with no guarantee of income.
Because if it's that game that they got on SWAC TV, they said I can just go to the app and watch this game. But Southern saying, no, I need $13.99 to watch it on Jaguar Sports Network, for this game. How does that work? When damn near every game at this point, at some point, it's either on SWAC TV, HBCU Go TV, or it's on ESPN.
They can't do it because I'm telling you right now, unless SWAC is this, what happened? This is how it works. Unless SWAC TV has grabbed that game, they do not control it anymore. They don't control it. So, if the SWAC doesn't have it, then you control it. You can do whatever you want. Put it behind a paywall. Do whatever you want. But if the SWAC TV has it, okay, if the SWAC TV has it, they will play it and you will lose out on money. Now, again, what the commissioner's trying to do is it's like, hey, we are better together than apart. But again, how much are you getting? It's okay if you're telling me you're getting $100,000 for week 1 for advertising, because insertion. If anybody doesn't know, okay, let me break this down. I'm sorry, Perry. We're gonna go a little bit longer, right?
My bad for asking the question.
No, you good. You good. Let me break this down because a lot of people think I don't know what I'm talking about when I'm breaking. Insertion orders have a campaign, right? So if you're in advertising, they do campaign weeks, 5 weeks, 4 weeks. So the ad guy will come to you and say, hey, I'll give you $200,000 for 5 weeks of advertising. Now, mind you, remember, the SWAC is the mom. It got 12 kids. You split $200,000 12 ways is not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. Right? So again, that's how you got to break this thing down when it comes to advertising. One, how much are they getting? And remember, the SWAC still takes 30 or 40% of it. So, and they say they give it back to the conference, but who knows? You got to pay commission, all those salaries and all that type of stuff. But so that's how it works. So if, let's say Walgreens comes up to the SWAC and says, hey, we want to do an insertion order for $500,000 for 10 weeks, right? But they want 8 million impressions or 10 million impressions or 15 million impressions. Mind you, you have to hit those impressions to get the money. So it works in tandem. Like, that's how that stuff works. So again, your money is based off the impressions and views and all that type of stuff. So if they get your analytics and they see you're doing 2 million, well, that insertion order went from 500,000 to now it went to 100,000. Or 75,000 because you're only doing 1 million impressions when the SEC network is doing 30 million impressions and the Big Ten network is doing 50 million. You see what I'm saying? I just need you guys to understand the game that is being played here, and the SWAC is behind the 8 ball. That's why I said it was better for you to make this app paid, because at least it's recurring revenue. You know what you're going to get month in and month out, because if I sign up, if in the first week that I get it, 1,000 people sign up for $19.99, what's that, $19,000 a month?
1,000 people times 19.99. That's $20,000 a month. That's not a lot of money, but you can build on top of it, right?
We'll
It's
do
not.
2,000 times 12.
Let me see.
It's 12 months in a year.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's 19,000 times 12, 228,000, right? So what you possibly made in a month, if you get it, you make in a year. But it's a guaranteed revenue stream that you can continue to build. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to stack money because, again, you can still sell advertising. You can't have programmatic ads when you're a paid app, but you can still sell advertising spots within the show or within the stream. Or, hey, somebody can come, like, let's say I go to the SWAC and say, hey, I want to sell my ads on Jackson State games because they get the most viewers, or Southern games. So now they're charging me, hey, for every game that you sell, we want 30,000 for the spot, or 15,000 to 20,000 for that spot, right? So it's a very difficult game to play right now because of Trump's complete antithesis of DEI. And the like advertising agencies are scared to give money to all black anything because of how Donald Trump is coming down on them. So it's going to be a whirlwind. That's all I'm gonna say. It's going to be a whirlwind. I'm sorry I took it long, but it's going to be a whirlwind.
I'm just curious on how it's going to affect the apps of the schools that already have something in place. Because it's like, let's take the SEC real quick. SEC network is free.
Yeah.
But the schools like LSU is like Tiger something where it's their own thing. You're not going to watch the game on their own thing. You're going to get all the behind the scenes stuff on there. Directly from LSU, the coaches behind the scenes, meaning the locker rooms.
Don't you have to pay for the SEC network because it comes in a package?
Well, I mean, if it's in cable.
Yeah, like you got to pay for that.
Well, what I'm saying is, in the grand scheme of stuff, you still able to get it. If you get an HBCU Go and ESPN, you paying for that too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you still got to, yeah.
I mean, you're still paying for it because it falls under a network deal.
Yeah.
But the individual schools, like, okay, let's take the Jaguar Sports Network for Southern. Mm-hmm. They're not selling you content of behind the scenes stuff. They're selling you the game. Well, if SWAC TV is going to be showing the games along with HBCU Go and ESPN, you taking away their market. Now they have to rethink, okay, what is it that we're trying to sell now? We can't no longer sell the game that's going to be put out there. We got to be able to sell the content of behind the scene. That's what I'm saying, like what LSU and the SEC schools do.
Yeah,
they're going to have their own in-house stuff that they're trying to sell behind a paywall that's not going to give you the game itself. It's going to give you the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah. And that's
what these schools going to have to do.
They're going to have to pivot. And that's now, Perry, going back to your point, yeah, people complaining about $19.99. Are people going to pay $13 a month to watch the Insight when you can go on YouTube and watch somebody for free? Or you can, I'm not saying people don't want to support their school, but the game was the bulk of what people wanted to watch. So if you take that away from the paywall, now you got to figure out, do I have enough interesting content to get people to stay to watch behind the scenes stuff?
For us that work, no, not the behind the scenes stuff. Band at some point going to have to be put behind the paywall. People don't want to hear that, but band get more views than the football.
You're right. Consistent.
The dancers and band is the golden child for the SWAC. Football and our athletics are not. That's a start, but the band gets the views. The band is what, at some point, once again, it's outside the box. People don't understand when you start to think what works, but how do you channel all this? Because think about all the media that they allow into a football game. I mean, even Jackson State last year started charging band media to come in and record. Mm-hmm. There's a reason you charging band media. You know why? Because you know they're making money off your brand.
Facts.
They're coming in, recording your brand and putting it on their YouTube and on their social media and making whatever money that they're making.
Yeah.
But it's your content that you don't even know how to stream to make for yourself. And you got 12 schools with 12 bands who do fifth quarters, zero quarters and half times, and you ain't even learned how to channel that to keep it for yourself. That money's walking out the door because that person paid $200 to come into this game to record it, and they may make more than $200 up, but that's what you willing to give it away for. When you can contain that, we ain't no longer doing no outside media. You either here to record the football or not. We're trapping the band stuff within ourselves because we're going to put that behind our paywall.
Well, now you got to think about it like this. Well, like for FAMU, they have that Rattler Plus app, right? Well, now you just got to bill. Like now you just got to bill. Like if you're, but FAMU has really been good about putting the content out, and I know Jackson does well. But again, is it enough to sustain? Like that's the whole thing. Like yeah, some alums are just going to pay for it just to support the school, but at the end,
it has to be strategic. Back to what you said, it has to be brought. Like the SWAC commissioner needs to be at everybody's national alumni convention.
Yeah.
He needs to be there talking to whoever's the national alumni president, and talking to whoever's how they're going to put that information out to every chapter across the country, because you have to stand on that. It don't just work talking to the athletic department, the athletic director, and the presidents. It has to go above and beyond. I have to talk directly to the alums themselves, because at the end of the day, regardless of the students and administrators, it's the alums that's really making this thing roll, isn't it? So if you want to do it on that scale, I got to be at every national convention this year from every school, giving this conversation to their alumni base and to their alumni presidents and to executive directors and whoever else. I got to tap into the alumni, because a lot of these schools, as we see already, they don't even have the cohesiveness within their own circle between athletics, administration, and alumni. Already do it. It's broken. So how do I supposed to give you information? You leave and go back to your school, and it's already broken around your school, and we're looking to be successful together when you ain't even got your own house in order in terms of how you communicate and work with each other.
Yeah, I absolutely love this, Miss Faye, with the pay-per-view for the Battle of the Bands. I think that would be an absolutely genius move. But again, I love my boy Smash. I love Showtime. You know, you can't have Showtime, you know, showing it live on YouTube while you try to have people paper. You just can't. You get something's gotta you gotta make it work to make it make sense. But it would be a great idea. Last thing before we get up out of here. Listen, I'm going to say this, and I'm gonna keep saying this. I think Apple is the way to go. I think Apple TV is the way to go when it comes to sports, and this is why I tell you that. All they have is MLB and WNBA. I think they got some WNBA stuff. Apple is an untapped market, and it has a very, very clean system. I mean, the look is clean. I love Apple TV. That, to me, is where if I was a SWAC commissioner, somebody asked me, what would I do? If I was a SWAC commissioner, I would be beating down Apple's door to get into that product, because it is so seamless. I don't have a lot of competition. It's just MLB, a little WNBA, got some soccer or whatever. It's not a lot of competition, and it's a growing platform. Yeah, I know people are like, it's Apple though, but it's still growing in the sense of competing with the Hulus and Netflix and the Primes. I would be all in on Apple. That's just me personally, but you know. But
and like somebody just said in the comment, you talking about, you know, Smash and everybody else. Well, at the end of the day, they trying to make money. Yeah. Why not hire them and bring them in to do the shit?
Pay them to do it.
That's how you resolve that. Then they doing this. They trying to make money off of it. Well, give them some money. And now you got quality people running it who understands it, who's in the realm. It ain't like you asking somebody at ESPN to do it and they don't know bands. They don't know how to record and get the people to look what the site for what they look. You got these guys, the Killer Kells, the Showtimes, and all the and Smash and everybody else. Once again, it's all about once you start to peel back the layers and ask the questions, what are we really doing? And that's no problem to do that. Because we understand for the people that's connected, we watching the content creators and who out there doing this and doing that and who've been doing it for a while. Bring those people in to create the best value that you can get instead of you trying to figure it out on your own and go. You got folks who already know it, that if you're willing to hand them a few dollars, once again, stop trying to get everybody to do something for free. If you're willing to hand them a few dollars, I'm sure Smash wouldn't have no problem coming to do some work with the SWAC office.
Absolutely. And I think then again, you're using SWAC, you're using Smash to teach the interns to keep that train, right? You get the experts to come in, right? You get me and you get a Fox News, right? You get all these people to come in to get the interns in a direction that's going the right way, so they can then layer that information and send it back. So you don't have to need us for 5 or 10 years. You use us for 2 to 3 years to stand the program up, and then you let the interns run it themselves, and it's a passing along of the information. So I said it almost happened. Let me see. It said it almost happened, but it wasn't enough money. Proposed Pac-12 deal with Apple TV paid $23 million per school with subscription-based upside. Can we get that? Can we get that, P? I'm telling you, I'd have been all in on Apple. I'd have been all in. I would have been absolutely all in. Man, P, listen, bro, this was a great show. I'm definitely gonna have to chop this up and break this off into segments. But guys, I appreciate it. Listen, man, we back. Now we got SWAC Media Day. I don't know if P gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it, so I'll definitely come back with a SWAC.
It's behind the paywall.
No, it's oh yeah, I think it is on ESPN Plus.
SWAC Media Day was behind the paywall.
You're right.
Wow, I ain't trying to start nothing else. I'm just asking, is it behind the paywall?
ESPN getting paid. They say we gonna have to pay us to see this, but I'm definitely gonna watch it and definitely try to check it out, see what we're talking about on SWAC Media Day. I gotta see my boy Deshaun Jackson and Michael Vick. I got to. You know what I'm saying? But Perry, tell them where they can find you at.
Y'all, you can find me on the Jaguar Journal every Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. If you don't get a chance to catch it live on 107.3 or watching on our YouTube or Facebook, man, you can go subscribe to the Jaguar Journal, man. This past week or the week before, I put out a lot in terms of with Blue, Zach McKennell of the SWAC preview of teams coming into SWAC Media Day and basically everything that you saw at SWAC Media Day. So we got breakdowns of all of that in. I want you guys also to bear with me on Mondays. Like today, I know people's like, well, Perry, late this and that. On Mondays, I have meetings at 6:30. That as I'm getting, I'm a football official, so as I'm getting into the season, we're just getting back into our meetings. So these are mandatory for me to attend these meetings. So I'm come on here, y'all. Just bear with me. Some days may be a little bit longer than other because there's a lot of information that's being put out as we get ready for the season. So that was my reason for my tardiness today. But trust me, we're gonna do these shows. It just be a little bit later as I get out of those meetings on Mondays.
And we'll try to make sure we keep them in the 2-hour range. I know today I was gonna get to that SWAC. We was gonna get to that SWAC.
First day back, man. We got a lot.
Yeah, a little rusty, you know what I'm saying? But we'll try to
didn't even get the call lines tonight.
Yeah, I know, right? Because we roll it. We probably gotta do a continuation. But we'll get it going, man. We'll get it going. Appreciate you guys for the support, man. I think we had like over 500 people in here today, man. I just thank you guys for tuning in. I thank everybody for the messages. Everybody been asking me when we gonna get back, when I'm gonna get back on and do shows and stuff like that. Listen, my excuses is I'm a father. I'm a husband. My son is playing tackle football. They asked me to coach his team. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm in there. I'm assistant, not head assistant. No diddy. Ooh, no diddy. But just assistant coach.
It's the SWAC office, everybody. We ain't afraid. So we didn't say nothing to do nothing bad. We didn't attack nobody today. Send us to the SWAC office. Send us to the MEAC office. Send us anywhere.
Well, they watch it anyway, P. Clearly, they watch it anyway. So
SWAC TV. It could have been anything else but SWAC TV. You already got SWAC Digital Network. Why it couldn't just be that?
Might as well just take it from one to the other. Just keep the same name. SDN, you know what I'm saying? But guys, man, I appreciate you guys for tuning in as always, man. Listen, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.